Which one of these teams is going to be heartbroken? Is it going to be G2 or Virtus Pro? Let's find out now.
Thanks so much, Richard. Yes, we do find out. Is this the curse lifted? Was it all in the Titan name? Will Existence finally get back into the playoffs? Or have Virtus Pro gotten over their slump truly? We start on Train, and it was a very one-sided matchup. The only rematch, by the way, in the decider matches in any group is this one. It was a very one-sided affair the first time.
I would say a very one-sided affair is a fair statement. The fact that it was 16-1. They managed to pick up one round there, 14-1 in the first half. Like we said, we were discussing this before we went on, Matthew. It's actually an anomaly. It's no surprise Train's been left in the map pool here. G2 can play it. They've shown it in the past. It's a strong map for them. I'm expecting much better things from them yesterday. We saw what they can bring to the major. They're bouncing back. They want to show how hungry they are for this tournament. So I think this will be a very interesting start. They're going to be on the CT half as well. So anything could happen. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually took Train here today, believe it or not.
Yeah, that's the weird thing, right? That can always happen. Like you say, it was an anomaly. G2 slow to build into this tournament. Train's not been a problem for them in the past. It's not been a bad map. For Virtus Pro on the other side of it, it has been a very good map, but the slump has been the talking point.
It was a bit of a slow burner for them. It took them a while to get into it once this lineup was formed, but yeah, recent results suggest it is a good map for them. This is one where Smiths can actually do some work with the AWP, and it looks like we are getting into the pistol round. As I mentioned before, G2 are on the CT side, VP obviously on the T side. We'll have a look at the buys coming in very quickly as well. It's going to be VP with 4 sets of armor. Bialy, by the looks of things, will be the utility player. As I said, though, he hasn't purchased anything yet. He's going to stick himself on $800 still. We saw them do this online recently as well, Matt. It means that even if you lose the round or you get the bomb down, you can have one player almost guaranteed an AK if that was to be an option going forward. So that's kind of interesting. And we'll have a look at G2's approach to this round as well. Pretty default setup so far. Smiths has gone aggressive towards the upper platform inside. But VP waiting back and is seeing whether they can find any CT players coming towards them.
Of course, the benefit of Smiths being in that position means they don't need someone sitting basically stagnant inside of the B site. They can rotate shocks back over towards Z Connector and help support this outer bomb site. They've got 4 players to do so. Existence playing close to RPK, and they watch Ivy together. That's going to be a point of contention. Virtus Pro basically defined the meta on this iteration of Train by utilizing Ivy and pulling defenders back away from the bomb site. But it is looking like slowly and surely, Neo's going to evaluate this upper corner, and Smiths, tucked over to the left, isn't going to be spotted until pretty late in this. In turn, he's not seeing them until they're close by. So if he goes down fast, they'll be able to push into the site very quickly. He gets the first kill. That's very, very important as he falls away. That allows the rotation to try and come in a lot quicker. Shox is going to be there to shut them down on the lower part. Yes, Neo got the response kill, but it's all favoring G2 at this point in time. Bomb's still going to go down. That's important to note because it will give the extra $800 at minimum to the terrorist side. So we could see guns on round number 3. It's not done just yet either because Snacks has Existence. Neo suddenly found RPK, and there's a kid on screen but no armor, and he's got to find 2 medium HP players, 35 and 55 for Snacks and Neo, and Scream's going to fight forward. Neo's already spotted. It's a 1 versus 1 though because there's no trade potential now as he shuffles him over into the alleyway. There is. And they work together and get the kill.
Interesting round there from G2. We see Smiths. He picks that up a ramp area. He's got a fantastic position. Gets the first kill. Really crisp shot. He spots 3 more players. In that scenario, is it really wise to go back and face that again? Your percentage chance of actually finding another kill is so low. Could have fallen back, given the communication to his teammates, and actually slowed them down by not facing again. The fact he gives up his kill actually is the signal to say, right, let's get in there now before they even have the chance to rotate over. Very interesting round from G2 there to make that decision, but VP come out on top. They're just pushing down. That's what you have to do when you're going towards that inside side. As soon as the bomb's down, you're getting in there. Neo's there towards that connector area, finding kills and making things uncomfortable for the CTs. Of course, G2 will be forcing into this situation. We actually see an MP9 on Existence. CZ's all round, apart from RPK, he's just got the 5-7. And we can see VP now taking things much slower. Pasha on the MAC-10. Like he said before, they are very aggressive towards that Ivy area, very traditionally. 3 players going to be working their way down, edging it out, scouting each corner. And it's going to be clear for now. We can see G2 actually stacked towards the pop dog zone.
Good discipline from Pasha. He's definitely spotted the first member inside of the site. That was Scream. And it's a forward stance covering off both Pop Dog and the main connector into the A site. They can give up Ivy entirely, like you pointed out. So it should be a quick bomb plant here for Virtus Pro. Oddly enough, no one down just yet. Pasha not able to do much with the SMG from that range, but even then the rifle's not able to find the kills, and it does give decent retake potential to G2 in this situation. You wouldn't have thought so. However, Taz does find Smiths. There's no kits on any of the remaining G2 players, but RPK finds Bialy. Taz at the hitch. He's going to be faced by 2 if he's not careful. They're low on HP, though. Existence and Scream. And they'd go to run back and save, having picked up the MP9, and both have armor.
Yeah, Scream especially with the head armor as well, and they have 24 and 7 HP. There's no option really but to save. No kits, of course. But that's a nice approach from VP, just sticking together 3 players towards that Ivy area, making sure you're going to be having trade potential there as they make their way out. Even if they were to find CTs, they should have been pretty safe there. Had a heavy rifle by just 1 Mac 10. G2 did find a couple of kills and saved the MP9 and Scream with the head armor as well. So there's still options in the next round, but should be a throwaway round. This is where VP can just do anything they like, really. Trains one of those maps, as long as you're sticking together with the AKs against unarmored players with PT50s. He's not going to have too many troubles here. So in round number 3 coming in, I assume no reinvestment will be coming from G2, just trying to position Existence and Scream accordingly. I would guess maybe towards inside sight, hold some really tight angles, especially with that MP9, maybe towards Pop Dog as well. See if you can make that CZ do some work, but let's see what they decide to pit them. It's going to be Shocks towards inside by himself. Actually Scream and Existence maybe going towards that Pop Dog area as they set up outside now.
They're going to get aggressive with those 3 players toward quad. Taz finds the first, but RPK's there to get the trade. Luckily, Snacks follows up. So it's back and forth affair to start things off. Still, though, favoring heavily Virtus.pro in the fact that they've got rifles and getting trades T-side. Well, it all works out. Scream does get Pasha. So they're starting to chisel away at the economy by forcing up these rebuys. They're going to go further than that. Scream, he's done well to drop Snacks. That puts the bomb on the deck. A minute 14 to play with. There's lots of ample opportunity, but Neo is going to find Scream, and now things will normalize. We do go to the gun round.
Well, this is a VP. So scary on this T side. Can be very aggressive, have set executions. Greater work in the inside side as well. You never know what they're going to present each round. And the first gun round is always a good opportunity to try and smother the CTs who have forceful in the second round. You know that we're not going to have necessarily all the necessary bits of equipment there in terms of incendiaries and all the smoke grenades. You can see now G2 are suffering a little bit. No head armor, obviously not a big deal against AKs. No kits, and only 1 incendiary in their arsenal. So let's see what G2 bring to the table here, whether they'll show any sort of aggression. We have got Smiths on towards the AWP. He'll be towards Ivy for now. Like we said, a heavy area of contention for the Polish squad.
RPK's there for the shuffle, too. So if the AWP loses, they try and rush him and overwhelm. There's still a rifle to support. First flash, Smiths fires, can't get it. Tries to time it with the flash in accordance with the peak. Molotov actually forces RPK back, so it is well used, but still, though, no push from Virtus.pro to try and capitalize on it.
So far, VP just biding their time right now. No one's showing any sort of aggression whatsoever. The CT's holding back. They are still focusing towards that alley area. You can see RPK with the pop flash in his hand, waiting for his teammate to give the call. Here comes the incendiary just to slow them down a little bit more. I think like VP may be setting themselves up here as the bomb and Snacks as well with that AWP trying to work the first pick. We have got Existence going aggressive though in towards the main entrance.
RPK, quick pop flash. That could be well timed. Pasha's blinded by it, but they don't see each other. RPK turns back, does find him, but it gives Taz the time to move up a lot closer, and that gets the refrag. They're now going to try and, again, work this in timing. But with Existence so far forward right now, they can't actually divide the defense. He can't get forward. Snacks has to rotate through the tunnels above. It gets give Neo a decent chance to walk in, though, so Scream's going to get trapped inside of the site. Bialy's got him regardless.
Well then, 3-on-2 now. It's going to be Existence finding the kill on towards Bialy. 24 seconds remain as well. The bomb is in no man's land. Taz trying to recover it as well. Shocks coming in ever so slowly, trying to deny the plant as it goes down by Taz. He's going to be in the smoke as well, so it will be a successful plant here, but Shocks does find the kill onto him. Now it's a 2-on-1. Can Snacks step up? He has got the AWP. Definitely not an ideal situation, but he's hunting for the next frag.
Got the angle, but can't find the shot. Shocks is there, elevated on top of the train. It was the M4. It was a one-and-done position for Neo.
Still very close situation there. Shocks doing some fantastic work on the retake. Saw the bomb going down as well, found the kill he had to, and then has waited for his teammate to come for the pincer. And as I said, Snacks with that AWP, such a hard place to play from. Had to find that first kill into Shocks, couldn't land it, and now they have managed to recover the AWP as well. But of course, losing 3 frags there, G2 definitely not out of the woods just yet. Another massive potential here to be reset. You can see VP haven't got the most fantastic money here. They've had some very close rounds actually against the Pistols. It's only Bialy with high stacks of cash, so they will be forcing into this. It's going to be AK-47s and 2 Tech 9s from what I saw. I think Bialy will be dropping weapons. So yeah, Taz and Snacks on towards the Tech 9s, and actually got an AK as well. So he's doubled up in a sense. Maybe he had a little bit more cash than they realised. Smiths now with that AWP. Will be going towards the inside upper ramp once again. Looks like a full-on inside rush here from VP, and Neo's the first player to drop.
Not the way to start it at all, because Smith's at the corner once more. Good spawn with the AWP. Also touchdown Snacks on a late peek. They didn't expect him to be there at all. He's definitely spotted Taz's shoulder. Flash goes over Smith's. It was actually a smoke. disguised to be a flash, trying to force Smiths away, but Smiths wasn't fooled. Apparently I was.
Apparently.
But it is going to be Pasha, 1 versus 4, and this kills the economy entirely for Virtus Pro.
Yeah. It was
So already G2's improved.
Yeah, absolutely. It was an all-in from VP going for that force buy of the AKs. Obviously, we saw, like I mentioned before, if they had won that round, it would have been a full reset for the CTs, and they would have had the upper hand at that point. Went for the simple inside rush play, but G2 just so ready for it as well. We had Smiths going towards the upper ramp, Shocks on the inside lower ramp as well, picking up frags left, right, and center, just completely confusing VP as they make into a bomb site there. And it's a massive round as we have got Pasha remaining now. 4-on-1, still trying to do something with this. Going to be dropping down by the spools. And he's got Shocks on the other side as well. I'm sure he'll be dealt with momentarily. There it is. Shocks hit the final kill, and that's a big round for G2 to win. No bomb planted. As you said, that will be VP now. Pretty much in a full eco here. They've got about 2.2k average on the team. So you'd assume just some maybe PT50s. Could get Tech 9s and something quite similar. Just to try and get a bomb plant down this round would be ideal. And you actually yet to invest anything. Taz will pick up a P250. But this is a chance now for GT to really build us some bankroll here. They need to make sure they don't drop any players in this round. Try and keep 5 alive. You can see even with the reinvestment, they're still dwindling around the 2 or 3k mark.
I mean, I admire the full save, and you're right. They could have gone for the Tech 9s. With G2 so low on money, you make an excellent point, because if they'd gone for those Tech 9s, there's a better chance they can force a reinvestment by getting some kills, but now it actually gives almost a free kick to G2. And so far, they're taking advantage of it quite clearly. Smiths again with 2 kills, and Shocks holds the stranglers that try and walk in with the AK. It's all on Taz.
He's going to be the last player remaining as well. They went for a straight-up inside rush. The idea, like I said before, try and get the bomb planted in any sort of capacity here. They get completely shut down. It's going to be Shocks with 3 frags. Smiths with the AWP and connector finds the final 2. And we go into round number 7. Obviously, the guns coming back into favour for VP. Still not a fantastic money situation. Won't have the AWP on towards Snacks. He's actually more of the designated AWP on this map. It's kind of weird. We normally talk about Neo taking over that role recently, but Snacks, in some instances, like CT Inferno, for example, and T-Side Train, he's more than happy to do it. But VP is strange in that manner. They're actually very inconsistent who actually is the AWP role here. But looking at the buy, I can see right now, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a chance where VP can actually go for one of their more aggressive rounds here, or maybe one of the set pieces. The smokes are being chucked over quite quickly here, and we have got players making their way out towards main entrance. That's going to be Snacks first, making his way out with the smoke.
Sneaky Snacks, so quickly, already in position. Sure, no one's going to flank him out. Looks for the flash for his teammate potentially, but Taz can't really peek comfortably. He's going to have to just go on this alone. Existence so far forward, he won't be able to do anything of it, so if Snacks can catch one off guard, it should be a free kill, and no trade potential really in sight. He can't find the angle. So he's going to sit at Hell and wait. No one coming down Ivy.
This is fine for the moment, though. He's undetected. His teammates are adjusting themselves accordingly, and he could find this kill on towards Smith. They have no idea he's here. They've got no chance. Existence
is looking at that angle, though. He did actually fall back in, so Snacks will find Smiths. But now it's not only given up, it's already got an angle to cover it off. And RPK refaces it. Snacks low on HP, going to go down immediately. Taz has to do something of it, and RPK drops him as well. Bomb on the deck in Hell. A one-man advantage for G2 to try and work with, but Neo's going to pull that back slightly. If they can get to this bomb, with the protection of the green chain, Pasha could actually, 46 seconds, work back and try and get to the inner bomb site. But what's the decision going to be from Neo? Pasha's going to do it alone and take Scream.
Look at Neo, so he's all towards that inside bomb site. Pasha now just trying to stay alive the best he can as Shocks lurks around, trying to find this kill. If he does find this kill to Pasha early enough, it could be in everything.
It's timing. He will spot his backside there, and Snacks just getting into Z connector now. He was trying to catch out the flank, but it won't necessarily apply with Shocks' position, specifically now that they're going to look left to find both.
They've done it.
But they rotate back over. If they can't find Shocks, the safe play, they've already cleared the inner bomb site.
Yeah, look at Neo's position as well, setting up perfectly here. Shocks won't check this. Oh, will he? Apparently he will. Apparently, I thought he had the knife out. I thought that was it. But now we go down to a one-on-one. Pasha has planted in the open.
That's the big thing as well, because planting in the open should indicate he's going to be close up, and Pasha, Shocks has no idea.
That was kind of crazy. Like I said, Shocks walking into that connector area, I thought that was it. He was done for. Neo had a very smart idea there, but like I said, VP had a decent spawn that didn't have the best buy in terms of utility, just at those 5 AKs. Using the early smokes as they're running out towards main entrance. Snacks in that open position, finds that first kill, and an RPK stepping up massively with the Famises, in fact, wasn't quite enough as the trades came in and worked in VP's favour in the end. Shocks gave it a good go, but wasn't quite enough. There's still the money in pretty dire straits for VP, even after winning that round map. They've got Galils and Snacks on the Tech 9. CT's in a much stronger position, and they have the AWP as well.
Tech 9 again, like you say, Snacks going to be the first one to check out what's going on at B. He can afford to do so. Molotov already in the corner. They know Smiths has been there twice, not only on the pistol round, but also on the first gun round, so they'll take no chances. Flash some shocks through the added window that was never previously part of Train. But it's become somewhat of a staple in some of the meta and setups for default nades. Currently in CSGO, Shocks gets flashed off, has to drop down on Blue Train. He finds himself in the middle of the two bomb pillars, but unfortunately he's found by Taz in that position before he can do anything of it. Good Molotov onto Neo. Bomb's going to go down in this, or will it? Neo's gone off of it because of that. And the problem is they're getting so much closer. They're lurking in. Existence is in a great spot. Finally, it does get placed, but it's going to be Pasha to find Existence. That position now has been rectified. And Scream limited in his position, spots by Taz, and a crossfire set onto him leaves just Smiths with an AWP that I fear is too valuable, but he can't even get away with it.
Yeah, he tried his best, and that's VP with a limited buy there. He was going for a simple B execution. We see so many teams do this these days. As soon as you have the upper corridors control, set up, 3 smokes go down, Molotovs onto the bomb site, and Shocks actually had a decent position to do something with that. He was on the bomb train before the actual Molotovs dropped on him. He had 2 players on his screen, wasn't actually flashed either. I felt like he had to get 1 kill at least. If you're going to be anchoring towards that inside site, you can't be afforded to drop without a single frag achieved. That's just not good enough, I'm afraid. And VP now fully in control of the money situation as well. It's a huge round for G2. Didn't even save the orb, so P250s and CZs for them. And this is a chance for VP to actually gain some serious traction here. As next round, I think GT won't be able to afford the AWP, so let's see what they can do with this one. If they can get a couple of kills and keep applying pressure to VP's money, that's pretty much all they can hope for in this situation.
And Snacks has spotted Smiths, knows that he's in toward that quad position. Much going to be done of it. Smiths gets away. Still though, Virtus Pro trying to come through this close choke point. That gives RPK a chance with this pistol. But Snacks finds him immediately. Continue to be the lead man. This approach on the outer bomb site. No one really evaluating the halls at the inner. Neo's just gone down the ladder, and Shocks is pushed up quite quick. So there's a chance he could get onto a flank, but he'd have to go almost immediately because they are looming bigger and heavier in the balance of the A site. It's Neo again with 2, and as well as all of that, Pasha's come down Ivy late. He doesn't actually get the kill. Taz beats him to it, but that was definitely going to happen regardless. It's all on Shocks.
Yeah, not really many options here for Shocks. He is above Pop Dog right now, and just has the pistol in hand. We'll be looking around, seeing if he can get an exit kill here. If he can pick up an AK, that definitely will help boost the coffers next round, as Neo will be coming up, but the looks of things doesn't really fancy it just yet. So money for GT, like I said, won't be fantastic next round, and it's going to be building the loss bonus for VP if they were to win it. We haven't seen that hyper-aggressive round as of yet. We've seen the slower-based play from it, where Snacks goes by himself. I want to see the one where everyone's going outside main entrance. That's where like Pasha's leading the charge and doing absolute work as he goes out towards main entrance. But we'll see what GT can bring to the table in terms of money next round. As VP will now pick up their 6th. It's going to be 6 plays 3. And now Shocks detected towards the T-stairs. So it's going to be dropped in the end by Snacks. And the money, yeah, they can't even afford an AWP here. That's been actually pretty important. Smith's been finding some very important frags here, so we'll see what he can do. 3 in a row now for VP. And they're going to have 5 M4s, no kits once again, and 4 smokes. Difficult round for G2. Need to make something happen here. Wouldn't be surprised if he went for one of those IV approaches, flashing in, trying to find a first frag here, but that's normally advised with an AWP. Or maybe an inside push could come in as well.
Taz, initial smoke goes to the outer site. Snacks is here as well quickly. Molotov down towards Smiths. They try and double up on Ivy and get aggressive again. RPK is going to go out and peek. He'll realize now that no one's there. What's his call? Sit and wait or try and push forward and get more information? Go for a flank. Instead, it's the pop flash. He falls back in, but it's going to be greeted by Existence that's doing all of the work. So 2 kills makes RPK's job much easier once he gets back inside of the site. Not only that, they still got decent position with these rotations coming in, and Neo as well and truly in the open on top of the train. It still manages to find Scream. No refrag, but finally Smiths does get in position to do so. He's going to follow that up and take the alley bomb down. A minute and 11 to work with, but it's only Taz who not only has to recover that, figure out exactly where the 2 remain now, because he does get RPK, but he knows Smiths has to be close up, and it's too close for comfort.
Well, we said G2 had a difficult situation there in terms of the money. We went for that aggressive push towards Ivy, went for the intel there, and it was just straight up Angels that Existence was winning towards the outside bomb site there. Finding 2, locking them down, that hyper-aggressive run coming in from VP, and G2 just locking them down with brute force and actually getting the spray downs as the duels came in. So G2 pick up number 4, not out of the woods just yet. As we go into round number 11, VP will be buying up to this once again with the AWP. Not so much the same news for G2. They've got a FAMAS, AKs and M4s here. Got a couple of kits now and some incendiary, so more to work with. But still, that's the reset potential coming in.
Snacks looking toward the hitch, the most likely place for an AWP to oppose him. But as we know, and he does not yet, there isn't one. Covers his angles. He's actually going to get quite aggressive with this AWP, considering he has no lead man in front with a rifle. What he's waiting for is Bialy and Pasha to make some space. And this three-man inner strategy right now from G2 lends itself to the flank, but it does mean a retake game if this goes toward A.
Well, they can leave Smiths now there. He's got control of the upper corridors once again. We saw that position in the pistol round. But here comes Execution. Pasha going aggressive towards the Ivy area. Taz drop. Neo finding two, though. Now they have got control of the outside side. Scream coming out of that AK. Needs to make something happen here, but Pasha coming in with the flank is going to bring it into a 4-on-2 situation. Shox and Smiths now need to decide, is this worth it?
The one interesting thing in this, Shox gets Bialy, is that Molotov forced Neo back into the ladder. Smiths didn't get down. But that very easily could have been brought back to a 2 versus 2. Neo's going to win that battle. Pasha's timing once more. Okay, Snacks robs him of it. But that's exactly what Virtus Pro like to do with that Ivy position.
Yeah, that's it. And this is the thing as well. G2, that round went for the 3 players towards the inside area. They were falling back in time, but the time they're coming out connected, that VP had already taken over that outside bomb site. It was a full-on retake before the bomb was even planted. And they just got completely locked down with the flanks coming from all angles. VP, especially Neo here, finding the key frags onto RPK. And they just see how separated discombobulated the G2 side were there, and now, like I said, that's the reset coming in. After winning one round, they do lose the subsequent, and they're going to just be on pistols, and now VP getting a very healthy lead here on the T side of Train. 7 plays 4. As we're into round number 12, they're just going to have Desert Eagles and USPs.
Snacks again, holding the angles this time to let Pasha move forward. He's not coming in from Ivy, he's going directly into the site, and there's no answer again from G2. Naturally, with pistols, the firepower was never there, but not even a positional play to try and take advantage of it. As Taz finds Scream, it's on Shox again. I have to say, one thing I've noted, I think this will be the 4th or 5th anti-eco where it looks like everyone's going to stay alive. So anti-ecos in this game have been pretty on point.
Let's see if Shox can do anything about that. He's got the Deagle, but he is being detected now as well. We're making his way back towards spawn, and is trying to save the Deagle and maybe get a little bit sneaky here. But Pasha has got his number, I'm afraid. And I was about to say make a clean kill, but it is a little bit of a struggle. And there it is. VP now, 8th place 4. And we can see the money still in dire straits for G2. No warp once again. An MP7, a Famous, a 5-7, and Scream with the M4 joined with RPK. So this is getting pretty scary actually for G2. We saw them get 16-1 on this map against VP 2 days ago. Now it's looking almost as grim considering the scoreline and the money they have to play with. That's round number 13. You can almost guarantee this is going in favor of VP. Something massive needs to come out here for G2.
The considerable claim to make that you can get T-side rounds, but again, Virtus Pro, when they are on, are so good. That nade. Smiths backs up, and somehow it gets a roll on the bounce. Lands in his face regardless.
Yeah, VP just controlling the money completely here. You can see now he can just slow it right down. There's 2 smokes remaining for G2. This is going to bleed them out completely. I'm not sure where they're going to be finding these picks. They've got some crossfire set up towards Ivy once again. It's going to be RPK joined by Smiths, but he's even left him. So I don't see what the plan is for G2 at the moment.
Check behind server for Pasha. It's RPK that's inside of Ivy, but he's playing the second off angle out toward the entrance at the 3rd hall. Distance again is going to get forward on that A main approach. That does mean they get some information. They can start to rotate off of this. Taz finds Shox. But he can catch Existence Bialy on this rotation. That would pay dividends at this point in time. They are going to spot each other up. Existence forced to fall back slightly. Again, 5-7 only for him. So if you can find Bialy isolated right now, that'd be a rifle to pick up. But the timing isn't going to work out. They've already Molotoved him inside of A main. Bialy complements it with a nade. Smiths
the
craters. That's just lovely in this situation. RPK, M4 in hand, and not really much he can do with this. Oddly enough, he's fancying his chances to try and get some more kills here. Does find Bialy, so he's going to go for this. He does pick up a second, but Taz is there.
Yeah, that full-on force buy. I think they should have taken an eco on the chin there, Matt. We're going in of MP7s, 5-7s, a Famous, and 2 M4s. You're not really going to do too much of that. The problem is VP, a very slow-based team, once they realize you're low on money, they're not going to do anything. They're just going to slow it right down, work some picks, and go together in certain areas, and they're not going to allow you to actually have those crossfires with the SMGs you require. So that's going to be $2,400 stage. Loss bonus for G2. You can see, once again, another eco coming in, PT50 CZ. Shox has got a bit of body armor. That's about all I can report in terms of signs of life here. Snacks once again with the AWP. He's got a decent spawn. Looking like he'll be heading towards Hot Dog area as he goes to scope out, and actually will find a player behind the E-box there. Can just about see him, I think. Yeah, we can.
Shoots for the elbow, so it doesn't do full damage coming through with penetration onto that E-box. But yeah, just barely spots him. That'll be more than enough, more than sufficient for the rifles to take him down.
Indeed. No,
2 plays 5.
Yeah, Scream and Shocks remain. Not really sure what the hope is here, but they're going to be running around regardless. Scream does get taken down in the end by Pasha. Shocks now in towards the Pop Dog zone, did push inside, but ultimately gets punished. And that's VP now, Matt, hitting double figures. I'd like to say we're going to see GT bounce back from this. This is very similar scenes to what we saw in the first matchup.
Yeah. It's getting grim for sure. Virtus Pro with a great chance to wrap up with 11 potentially, considering they're going to go for the double op. Now, did they do an AK drop with this? That's the question. I do see dualies on the ground. Yeah, there is an AK. So they're going to try and gun juggle or go for the fast pick and then run back to get the AK. It's going to be gun juggle from Bialy.
Yeah, I'd assume like Pasha's going to go for that Ivy picket straight away, and we'll see whether Smiths can actually step up here. He's got the op towards Ivy.
Interesting note, too, that Bialy's the one gun juggling. That lets the ops still run into position quickly, and he brings the AK up for them. So he's not going for the fast pick. The ops will.
It's actually much slower pace here from VP. Just using those AWPs as turrets and seeing if anyone will dare face them. As I said, Smiths needs to try and do something with this. Once again, going towards that upper platform area inside bomb site. We're going to face it, but the problem is they've got Snacks just waiting for him as well. As Smiths dare face his angle, he knows he needs to find a frag here. They're really up against the ropes, and he wants to make something happen. The timing could work in his favor. Snacks just about moves in time. They're looking like they want to pick towards outside once again.
Yeah, been putting Smiths in that position commonly. Spots Neo, just barely does take a slight bit of damage. I believe that was Taz who was above Neo. That's enough to force him back, enough to get the information, forces Shocks over on the rotation as well. It does open up options with that rotation for Virtus Pro as well, because once again, Pasha's going to try and lurk down this Ivy position.
Well, they did spot Smiths towards that inside area as well. They're going to be assuming he's rotating right now. They're trying to weigh up their options, see what's available to them. Still have 40 seconds remaining on the clock. 3 players towards Pop Dog as well. And you can see Pasha once again lurking towards Ivy. RPK so aware of it as well, but the smoke assisting Pasha could sneak out if he wanted to.
RPK's just staring this down. He's daring for it, but he has to turn back because Neo did find one beforehand. That changes everything on the setup. Taz has got toward the bomb as well, so they're going to get a quick plant out of this Virtus Pro. Good kill from Smiths. Gives him a hefty advantage in the round. Bialy gone, and bomb never got planted. Taz, he's still trying to find kills because he realized he was a sitting duck. Another quick bait on the bomb to try and pull out Shocks. Great shot from Taz, and he knows how to play this map. He's one of the best on it, but unfortunately timing. Where's the kill?
Way.
Smiths! Huge mistake, and Taz stays alive. He's extremely low on HP, but crucially, the bomb is the magnet. He can play the time. He's just going to sit this back, both coming from the same position. They have to go toward this. They have to bait him out. He's found one off guard, but can't land the shot. Scream will do it.
How did that even happen? Smith's missing that shot when he was planting as well. That's almost a guaranteed kill, isn't it? And there it is. They do win the round in the end. It's going to be 10 plays 5. But definitely wasn't easy. Smith's in his screen right now wondering how he fluffed his lines a little bit there, but ultimately they get the round. So 10-5. Better than it was 2 days ago, Matt?
Significantly.
5 times better so far, but we'll see more they can bring to the table on the T side. I imagine if VP win the pistol, this could be going in one direction, but let's see what GT bring to the party here. VP, lots of breathing room right now. There's the replay right now. Taz getting that first pick. I want to see how this bomb plant didn't get shut down.
This is, I mean, Shocks goes alone. There's no one else peeking it. And then we can get to see it there, but I don't know how Smiths doesn't land that shot. That's ridiculous in that sense. So well, I guess we're going to actually go back to it and try and get a look here. So, I mean, that's pretty pitiful. I mean, if that round had turned, imagine how on tilt G2 get from that alone. That's game-breaking stuff.
So he comes in.
And I think he's with the pistol. Yeah, he's with the pistol at that range.
Right.
Yeah, because he has the AWP out, and he tries to go for the pistol instead. And that, I mean, sure, armor penetration, all that aside, it's still, headshot, you could slow it down. He's trying to plant. All right, I'll give him a bit of grace considering it's a pistol, but still, I mean, that's crazy.
Is it your birthday?
Shut up, Henry. We've been through this. Yes, it is.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, looking like I think the team's taking advantage of the full 2 minutes they can get and discussing how they're going to approach this. Obviously, everything to play for here. The loser will be going home. Winner making their way towards the nationwide arena.
Yeah, and how exciting is that? Not only just to go back, we've got 2 North American teams going in front of a North American audience. Guaranteed to have one of them in the semi because they play each other. That building is going to be loud. Yeah, 2 days that they'll get to see a home team.
Are you hyped?
I'm hyped. There's been some sick storylines. To this one, though, I'm excited to see Virtus Pro because right now they look like they are firing on all cylinders again. The plow, there's no spark plug issues. They have, I think, the most fun CT side to watch of anyone on train. Taz on that inner bomb site, if he can play it solo and get those angles that he loves to play. So rather than playing up close to the ramp or playing in the corner like Smiths, he plays down on the site itself and off to the left of the bomb train. So when they come in, he just lines them up and then ducks out of the way.
You would have thought he got like tired by now. You'd think everyone would be locking down what Taz does by himself, but he seems like he's just so smart at that. Even in 1.6, he did similar things as well, and now he's just replicating that form on CSGO, and no one seems to be able to track him down. The thing is, well, on train, he's so good at clutching on this map as well. He seems to be one of the key players, rotating from that inside side and actually making huge things happen when he makes his way back to outer. But here we go then. G2 on the pistol round will be 4 sets of armor, Shocks with the smoke and 2 flashbangs. Looks like all 5 players making their way towards the inside side. Very viable. They're going to be confronted quite early on by the HE. Actually, the CT's falling back a little bit here. Taz is going to be going back to the connector, joined by Neo.
Pasha's already gone out Ivy, and he hasn't spotted anyone yet. This is going to start to force a rotation. Snacks will stay in case they come through Pop Dog, but Pasha's actually even got further than that. He's toward T-spawn, he's toward the main connector, so they can get a very fast rotation out of this. And that lends itself to, well, a great early retake and potentially a bomb plant denial. It is a hard thing to do in this site. Taz gets 2 quick kills. Bomb does end up planted, and Scream, he's actually turned this back. He's found Neo. That was going to be the flank play. Pasha goes down on it. It shocks. So once again, just like the first pistol, it looks so good for the CTs on early information. But with his positions in the inner sight, it all favors the T's, and RPK gets 2 to close it out.
Just textbook from RPK. I say it time and time again. As soon as that bomb goes down towards the inside site, you need to be pushing up aggressively. You need to get towards the connector, get the rotating players in that situation. And even though they lost the first 2 frags at the hands of Taz, RPK took the matters into his own hands and made that happen. We had a great flank coming in from Scream as well. He got the rotators, and that's actually just a really solid round from G2. It looked so promising for VP. Taz probably can't believe what just happened, but here we go then, round number 2. That's what G2 needed to get back into this series. VP going with 4 HE grenades map. They're going for the airstrike approach here. They are kind of hoping that maybe it's a plant towards inside or maybe nade towards main entrance. We'll see what they bring to the table here.
Oh, Scream already down the ladder. Smith setting for a molly toward the back of B. Existence, RPK already out at the upper position. They try to go for that stack. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out. Worth the gamble, no less, but now it's the rotations to come over, and Neo's already stopped inside his Z-connector. Smith's going to go forward. RPK, look at Existence as well. Existence going to go through CT spawn right now and catch them off entirely. So really well done here from G2, and it's an SMG heavy buy, so they'll lose 1 player in Existence. He's already got $600 for the single kill that he grabbed, and it's not the end of the world dropping 1 SMG here.
It's actually a really viable anti-eco strat. A lot of most maps, I would suggest an inside rush or like a straight-up rush to the B-bomb side, for example. That can be really ill-advised. But the fact in train upper platform, if you have 2 players go out straight away and you don't get confronted on the corner, you can actually get that bird's eye view of the bomb site, clear it out, the close-range angle for your teammates before they go out lower. That can be so strong. And obviously you have the rifles there. Getting the long-range headshots, it's very difficult for pistols to actually take you down in that situation. So I actually really like that from G2. They get the bomb down, only lose 1 player in the form of Existence. And now VP trying to save their upgraded pistols there. Bialy with the 5.7 and Taz and Snacks with Deagles won't be detected so fast. They'll be taking those to the next round and seeing what they can do with them. That's G2, UMP, MAC-10, and MP7. We'll see whether they will be going for the coined Jaden round.
Yeah.
Matthew, next round they are able to take this one.
Spot with a Y, by the way.
Of course.
Wondering.
I didn't think any other way.
Absolutely. Well, the 1 SMG they drop naturally will go to the rifle. The other 3 stay, as you mentioned. Still some decently upgraded pistols on that CT side, but no armor. 4 nades, so look for a stack. You'd think if you were going to stack on this map, it would be toward A main. Instead, they're going to wait, hold them, and throw them at ladder. That's wise, because look how much damage it does. They spot 2 coming out the doorway. It does get pulled back by Existence in the end, but that is a significant play to do economic damage early to G2, and they lose 1 of the AKs. Are they going to get back in time? I think Existence just will. No, he doesn't. He's got the AK, so they're going to lose 1 out of that.
That just goes to show you how effective HE grenades can be on a map like Train. There's so many tight choke points for the terrorists to come out. They do go for a straight-up rush. The CT, if they can read it well enough or predict it well enough, I guess, it can be very devastating indeed. 2 HE kills coming in for VP. It's not quite enough to win the round. They do significant damage as we go into the first gun round here. Snacks bringing out the AWP.
Yeah, double AWP. Shocks as well.
Okay, so Shocks and Smiths on the T side of Train going for the double orbs. That's just a very slow play coming in.
I mean, considering the economic advantage that they did have, even losing that AK, they still had like 9K on I think it was RPK. Shocks was pretty close to that. This actually puts them in a position where it's a little bit tighter. RPK didn't buy much, so he's still up there, but the other guys are all pretty low on money. This is a really aggressive T-sided buy.
So far, just trying to work the picks here. No one really showing their hand too much, waiting for any aggression to come towards the Ivy area. You can see Bialy joined up with Pasha towards that area, just kind of Holding crossfire, snacks towards the bomb site outside. Of course, Taz, poised and ready towards the inside area. Just looking towards the upper ramp for now. Existence on that UMP. Both teams just in a stalemate right now. Smith's going for that first pick. Does get detected and lose a lot of HP in the process.
That's big. That's crucial because the second AWP is out toward Ivy. They needed picks off at least one of them. Shocks makes up for it. Pasha goes down.
It's a weird face from Pasha after getting detected towards main entrance. Falls back and gives himself away towards Ivy, but there it is, 5 on 4.
I think that might have just been on the fact that he didn't expect the second AWP because he tried to jump across it. You wouldn't expect the AK to hit a headshot there. And they'd already heard Smith's fire from A main, so that actually might have just been Pasha not expecting that.
Well, and there's no CD reaction just yet, but there is 30 seconds remaining for the Terrorists. Need to make up their mind. Looking like they were going for the outside split. They still have 2 players towards Ivy here, but time is ticking away. Need to start moving. I've got smoke grenades still, but the bomb is towards A main.
They'll go now. RPK and Shocks try to split, segregate Neo, but Snacks and Neo are going to find kills. Snacks alive left on the site alone, though, and he has to find one up close with the AWP. It's Scream that he takes down. Bomb dropped. Has to stay alive. Stay efficient. Wait for the rotation from Taz, and that's now arrived. 1 versus 1. Taz versus an op up close. Too easy.
Taz did not have to face that. 5 seconds remaining. They knew the bomb was down as well. Had that no-scope come in for Shocks, that could have been so scary for him, but VP come out on top. The money's still pretty strong for G2 there, but a very slow round for them. Quite interesting. They had the kind of alley-oop set up with the AWPs. One towards main, one towards Ivy, like you said. Pasha detecting that orb towards main, tries to fall back, gets taken down by Shocks. And it does come down to a very tense round in the end, but it is VP coming out on top with the one-on-one situation. Their money's not going to be fantastic. They did manage to salvage the orb, but 2 Famises on Neo and Bialy. And a scout on Pasha, actually. So let's see what he decides to do with the scout. I assume we'll be working the Ivy area, but 4 players so far for G2 making their way towards inside. They've got a AWP, of course. We're just waiting for any sort of aggression before they make their execution.
G2. Still with the AKs. Having won the 3 rounds after Pistol to get this game in gear. Have a tall task in order. Both teams, this is a must-win in terms of economy. Taz gets taken down. We talked about him in that position, but Neo's close by. Does get the refrag onto 1. Snacks rotates fast enough. The numbers game favoring Virtus Pro, but inner bomb site given up even slightly allows for exactly that. RPK to put the bomb down, gets caught out by a Pasha scout, no less.
Wow. So this is going to be Shocks now. Full defuse coming in. I don't think he has any justification to actually go into that one and do anything about it. So a full inside execution coming in from G2. Actually finding that first kill on the Towns. Like you said, we expect him to pick up multiple kills in that situation. Normally so strong. He actually finds nothing, but after that, G2 don't find a single kill. It's actually Snacks and Neo coming in with the orbs, and Neo, with the Famis to kick things off, was absolutely fantastic with his movement, didn't overcommit, and just slowed them down as much as he can, did a lot of damage. And G2 now should be on towards an eco. Obviously, Shock saving an AK means they have that to work with, but double orbs now for VP. That's going to be Snacks and Neo, and this is where they can get very deadly indeed. Neo can be rotating that connector area, and that means Snack to be that dynamic player, change his position up each round. So I think this is the timeout coming in from G2. It's a strange time to take a timeout, but I guess they have the AK. They could force it if they wanted to. You can see they've got $4,500 on towards RPK, so they could get 2 AKs, Tech 9, smoke grenades, and go for that full outside execute, try and get a bomb down nice and early and see what they can do with that. That would be my guess of what they're going to be doing here. Obviously, they just got that first kill on towards Taz as well, and like uncontested, so maybe that could be an option. Go towards the inside site, take some smokes down, push the Tech 9s down aggressively, hold the AKs back. Couple of options there, unlimited buys, but it's definitely an important round going forward. This will be VP onto 13. The current loss bonus building up to 3rd stage after this round, so G2 need to work out how they go forward in this situation.
Well, it's definitely a tight position for G2 to be in. Again, much better performance than what we saw a few days. I'm going to get rid of this, by the way.
It's making me really hot, actually. So
is it?
You look a bit
Maybe
hot.
I
well.
just make you a little hot.
No, definitely not.
Oh,
no chance.
Don't ruin my birthday. I mean, this is, again, significantly better performance than what we saw, obviously, in the group stages, but this is a map where they leave it in the veto, knowing it was an anomaly. If they could steal this from Virtus Pro, it's so important in this series.
Okay, so I'm looking at the money right now, right? So they've got $4,500. They have an AK. Next round, they will be getting, what, $2,400 if they were to lose this one and they allow this one. And that means they get a nice, healthy buy going forward after that. They forced into this and lost it. Yeah. That means they get the 2,400. That could mean another 2 ecos potentially, or 2 very difficult buys indeed, right? So,
and 2 very difficult buys that would put them onto 15 rounds.
It looks like
potentially.
they're going for the more conservative option here. You can see RPK's just spotted Deagle. He was the player with the more healthy bank balance there. So I presume they'll be going for some upgraded pistols here. Get a little bit of utility and try and make Shox someone who can be a mad fragger. Currently he's sat on 15 kills himself. So if he can make something happen here and actually just allow themselves to do a partial buy, maybe they can get the bomb down and make things uncomfortable with the CT. So that double orb setup, there would have to be a lot of smokes going down, a lot of utility expended to actually make that a possibility. But we're going back into the game now, and we'll see what they can bring to the table. So 3 sets of armor, Shox, Existence, and Scream. That's a lot of work to do to even get a plant down.
There's a Molotov thrown out toward main. That's Snacks. Tries to get an angle, but it's Neo inside. Good reactions to take down Existence. He's the one playing up close. He finds RPK as well, and he's going to go back for more. He's got it. It's Scream. Neo turns to Smith, and how does he find that shot with the USP? 4 kills. In a stylish fashion, as Shox, the last alive, is not going to go anywhere near Neo's position.
So after everything I speculated, all the things they could have done with those smokes and flashbangs, they went up to the straight up inside rush and get absolutely destroyed by Neo. There 4 kills for him and didn't really take much damage either. Just going to be Shox now. He's the only player with the AK, and I assume he'll be trying to save that at this point. The bomb is down. All 5 players from the CT side, they're surrounding it. That was a little bit disappointing, I have to say. From all that, why take a pause for that long and discuss all the ideas and tactics you can bring to the table? Do you know what, guys? Let's just go for the inside rush. Okay. Oh, close range shotgun, orb style, takes us down. And there we go. Shox now has made himself into an advantageous position, but Snacks does consider a possibility, and there it is. He gets the final kill. 4 for Neo, 1 for Snacks. It's the orbs doing all the work there, and that sick shot from the USP from Neo. I'd love to see a replay of that if we can.
I mean, just in general, how quick he was on the first 2 as well. Third one was brave stuff, but man, effective. Effective indeed. No bomb plant. That was the goal, like you said. We just finished talking about Taz in that position. They swap it for Neo this time.
There comes the third orb kill. This is the shot. Boom. There's so much awareness there. Neo, the absolute master. 13 plays 8 now. They did take a partial buy last, so they do have enough money for the AWP, 4 AKs, and we'll see what they can do with this round. I've got a decent amount of utility. It's going to be Neo going aggressive towards the inside upper ramp. Let's get Molotovs off for now. We're going for the reface. He's looking confident. That's the shot I thought he was going to hit. Ends the intel. There is a player there. That's going to be Shox. We'll be deciding to fall back now, surely.
Shox just like holds that pillar. He's like, I'm not moving. I'm not. Please don't come back. You win. But yeah, I mean, you said it. Confidence from Neo to go for that face.
Well, wouldn't you be confident after the round
Yeah,
you said?
absolutely.
So why not?
I'm always confident when I play CS, Henry. That's why I rush with a M249.
Yeah, you're pretty good with it as well.
Thanks, bro. Pasha gonna wait behind the server. Oh, that's a gift.
God.
This is even better. This is even better.
Okay.
But he has to make the decision. This becomes a little bit awkward because Smith is still waiting for this.
Oh god, this is
They're
so
both
sick.
yeah. Oh, Smiths! He shuts it down. He comes in, and Pasha, he's gonna be lamenting that because he was doing the right thing. And Smiths, what a play! Suddenly the site's given up. What a brilliant play! It's so unfortunate. Pasha shakes his head surely, but it's Taz to try and come back into this. Neo as well on the AWP. A kit on neither. Smiths has a good shot on Neo here if he goes out for more. The man who spoils the round misses this shot, though. That gives Neo the jump, but he's low on HP, has to hit the shot. Does eventually, and it's with the Tech 9 because he as well, remember, wielding the AWP in close proximity. Still, though, time is ticking, and as mentioned, no kits. They can't surely be fancying their chances. Taz tries to get toward the site, but Scream gets him immediately.
Yeah, Neo's got no chance of this one now. No kit. AWP, it's worth saving that, but that round was all about that Pasha play. It takes balls of steel to sit behind that server and allow players to all party like that. And I can't believe Smith's even checked it. Like, when you've got a player like in front of you for like 10 seconds, you must think, oh, that's got to be clear for sure. You don't come up and pre-scope with the AWP, but he does just in case, and it pays off massively. And I have to say, probably won GT the round, the fact he checked it. Had Existence gone down, and Art Smith's as well. We've got the replay on our screen right now. I guess it's the AK that swings out just as he's checking and kind of looking and making up his mind there. So I guess he gave himself away in the end. But 13 plays 9 now. G2 still a little bit strapped for cash after dropping that up. They're actually going to lose it. It's going to be RPK on the AK. Shox in it. Galils. We have still got 2 snipers for VP as well. So they're definitely still in the lead in terms of the economy game. This one will be another massive round here. Another reset potential coming in for the French side. Looking like they may be favouring towards inside here. But Shox once again Working towards that inside area, trying to lock out Neo, wherever he may be. This time he's actually towards the inside side. It's actually Pasha with the AWP now. I said they're quite inconsistent with their AWP rolls. Let everyone have a go.
Sure.
Doesn't even matter on the map.
It's like TSM midsummer when everyone was.
But at least they were consistent across the maps. These guys
True,
just
that's
every
a good
single
point.
round. It's different. They kind of just mix it up however they feel. Anyway, G2 do have smoke grenades here. I wouldn't be surprised if this would be a full smoke execute, like the wall of smoke towards outside, try and get a bomb plan down. They are a little bit tied up in terms of the utility left over. That would probably be my call in this situation. Scream waiting for any sort of aggression coming towards him, but the CT's being pretty disciplined so far.
Snacks going to hold the angle close up, does hit shot on Smiths. Falls back immediately, Bialy's here to support him. They're a little bit doubled up, so they have to be careful not to trip over each other. Snacks gets another, and that's well done. That's good work because it does give them the man advantage despite the trade from Scream, but Shocks, he's got more than that. He spots up Taz early. Thankfully, the off angle held by Pasha. Scream still has the bomb on the site already, but how dare he try and make this work. Baits out a shot from Pasha, flash as well, and he's still just trying to find one, isolate this, and then he can get the bomb down. 22 seconds, though. There's no chance to get to B at this point in time. Pasha might get caught by this. Pasha, not at all. He's got the shot. He's got it angled off.
Yeah, very nice player from VP there. I had to say Pasha. I thought Scream was going to hit that shot. It's been a while since we've seen one of those crazy Scream clutch rounds on LAN, right? Like you'd normally expect him in clutch situations. Scream, all the hype surrounding this guy the last couple of years. It's been a while since we've seen that kind of form. But VP stepping up.
I love it. I love the rewind. Look at this.
Blood everywhere.
Send him back from where he came.
14 plays 9, I said that's a massive round for VP to win. That's full reset for G2, only getting $1,400 this round. Shocks is the only player with a rifle this round. AK-47 for him, Deagles all round, and a Tech 9 for RPK. So we'll see what they can do. Shocks needs to make something happen. He's alone towards Ivy. So if he dies here, that's the only rifle they have gone. So he needs to step up. Pasha looks like he's aware of the situation. Does throw a grenade into Shock's feet. Only does about 16 damage, so not going to be a massive deal. The rest of his teammates will be setting themselves up towards A main. Just getting on the bomb site here.
Got position on the train. That flash nearly worked out as Smiths got up there, but Bialy able to dance, dodge, and find his way back into the fold as the M4 prevails. Pasha smartly knows. Shocks, I'm sorry, sir. Use your utility just to stay alive.
Yeah. It's going to be so hard to come out of the Ivy area now. He's going to have to fall back towards T-spawn. I imagine Pasha does find Scream as well. This round is over. Shocks was the only player with the rifle. He's out of position and out of time as well. Existence doing what he can with Deagle towards inside. He's taken down. And now it's a 5-on-2. It's just an absolute nightmare for G2. As they one by one try to make something happen across the map. It's just disastrous. Pistols just running down lower ramp. People running out towards A main. Shocks getting locked out by his own smoke, no less.
Yeah, why not?
That's going to be it for this map, I'm afraid. 15 plays 9, VP in such a strong position. They've got everything bought, and G2 just have PT50s and Tech 9s. So this is a much better result in terms of scoreline on train, but still.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but it's been fairly convincing from Virtus Pro.
I would say so.
This half, sure. Okay, it didn't win pistol. Gives them a bit of a chance to get back into it, but it's been one gun round from the French squad. Double up again. Reason not to. Pistols actually could take advantage of that in the right situation, specifically with the 2 Tech 9s that they have on Smiths and RPK. And now it's classic Taz. This is the position we talked about. Quick little pop flash. They're going to actually change it up. He's going to get closer to the entrance point at lower. Neo will watch upper with M4. Means both ops right now are at outer. Snack's going to rotate. There's already a smoke at the top of Z connector, though, so they are going to isolate him slightly. They want to get this bomb down fast, but it's Taz and Neo combining for a kill apiece. Neo's doubled that. Snacks does get one in Smiths because they were occupied enough to allow him to walk through that smoke willingly. And it's all on Scream. Map 1, it's going to go to Virtus Pro. Rematch, same map, different scoreline, but same result. And G2 backs against the wall.
Yeah, it's unable to control their CT money there. It did look like they were coming back when it was like 8-3. They started to get some rounds together, but ultimately every round they won, it was just VP applying the pressure time and time again. Simple plays from them, running that aggressive outside play and just finding the rounds when they needed them, and then CT's just having to keep buying back into it every single time. And Neo having an absolute monster of a game as well.
Yep.
Remember that 4K with the AWP and then getting 2 here in this situation as well. Very, very strong stuff from him. But I guess this is the result that on paper we expected to see. I think a lot of the analysts were saying, well, we're going to see G2 bounce back today and they can take this 2-0. But you have to remember, it was a 16-1 2 days ago. And I guess the same result is ringing true here. It's just a slightly different storyline.
Crazy thing is if G2 were to win this, we'd have 3 of the challenger teams make it over 3 of the Legends teams, just to kind of put a storyline on it. But, I mean, I think the reason that you're right, on paper, you'd look at this, you'd say VP any day of the week, but the slump for Virtus.pro has a lot of people that have putting questions on them, right? That's the unknown entity in this whole act, like this group in general. I mean, if you go back to the offset of this, not to throw them under the bus, but none of the analysts actually predicted that Virtus.pro was going to make it out of this group. And hey, credit where credit's due. The experience of these guys, they've showed up in this group, this major. With that said, we are going to get ready for map number 2. To do so, it's back over to the lovely Richard Lewis and the desk.
Thanks a lot, birthday boy. Very good cast there. And Henry, you got something going on with your head. I didn't want to call you out in front of all of these people, but
I feel like he's lost his mojo. What do you think's wrong with Henry? You feel all right, mate?
Well, I'll tell you someone who's got their mojo, certainly on training. It's Virtus.pro Joe. I don't know where I'm going with that. But G2, I don't know why they didn't remove it. I know obviously Mirage is the go-to ban, but and obviously Virtus.pro very good on that map. But after what we saw with the 16-1, I'm just never going to be convinced by G2 on train. I don't think it's going to be in the wheelhouse.
And the funny thing here is that RPK actually, I think he had 29 kills, 17 rounds into the game. He ended on 29 kills by the time it's GG. And if you can't even win there, when you have one of your entry fragger essentially, your worst player, other than your in-game leader, doing that kind of work, and you still don't get any more rounds than that, or even potentially win the game, it's not looking good, right? And Smits also showed up. Some other difficulties within the G2 squad. VP, like you're saying as well, it was a little bit closer today rather than the 16-1 we had. But VP, I mean, they look like a completely different team than what we saw coming into the tournament, and a much better team right now than G2.
Well, I think what's worrying is because I've known existence for a while, is that he'll have took that 16-1 demo, even though it's a 16-1, he'll have still looked at what Virtus.pro were doing and done some strats and some homework and then brought it in. And even with the benefit of that knowledge, still can't pull out a win. So, I mean, that's got to be concerning.
I think the big problem was in the first half after they lost Pistol, they started coming back. But then they lost 2 rounds in a row, and the first one was a 2v3 for VP at that point. And it was, G2 players kind of being scattered, maybe made some individual mistakes at that point, and it's really hard to play city-side train if you don't have resources, right? We always talk about it's a city-sided map, but if you don't have enough money for an op, enough grenades to stop an outer rush and so on, which is what VP utilized in one round as well, then it's not as easy as it seems.
And Duncan, we've talked a lot about the Virtus.pro slump. Has it been over-exaggerated? Because they have had this terrible run of online results. But I mean, Virtus.pro, even in 2015, you looked at some of their online results, they did go through phases where they just, they didn't win, they didn't look good. But when it came to the big lands, they always pulled out performances.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the lands in general, there haven't been many actual lands in 2016 where they were terrible. Like, even with the ones when they went in the group stage, DreamHack Open Leipzig, they still went out to like an overtime game there. And then the map that they lost in the best of 1, they literally gave up their permaban to a team that's one of the best maps for. So if you do all that stuff, you sort of that's like an omen that you're going to lose. You're almost inviting that upon yourself. Otherwise, they've been pretty decent overall. The thing is, they haven't been close to tier 1. That's why it looks like such a huge drop off. Yeah, online terrible, but on LAN, the big problem is there is still a gap between them and tier 1. Saying that, even when they were in that slump, I remember IM Katowice when they were going to be matched against Fnatic in the quarterfinals. I still fancied them to take train there. Now, they ended up getting smashed, but the reason I fancied them for it is because even to this day, there's not many teams that are actually really good on train. There's only a handful at this point in time still. You've got your Navis, Astralis, yeah, sort of, but even they're not comfortable on it. You've got Luminosity, obviously. VP's still there. I still think they've got something about them on the T side of this map. They're still magical on that side. It's just that if they're not good overall, they obviously could lose otherwise. I think it was expected for me that they would win this map here. I think they're just a much better train team. I noticed actually there was a bunch of players tweeting like, G2's actually really good on practice in this map, etc., etc. But again, this is a major.
Practice.
We've seen what happens, unfortunately, to G2 and to existence teams at majors. They don't play to the level they do elsewhere, so a bit lackluster from G2. I agree with Robin here. If they're able to get that many kills at that point in time on a player like RPK, you've got to convert that at that point in time. I mean, that's like an ideal scenario. If you can't win that scenario on train, how are you going to win otherwise? What would the win conditions
I
be?
think there was actually a problem with the scoreboard because I saw the same thing, GarPK 29 and Smith's 22, and it was even in the first half. So I think that maybe there was an issue
counting
there.
warm-up or something?
Yeah, I think there was a
I
problem
hope
with that
so.
because it wouldn't make sense. They were losing 7-4 or something like that when I saw 29 and 22, and it made zero sense.
Okay.
Okay.
I hope so.
But
Just
yeah,
to put
I
a
mean-
disclaimer there.
Thing is, though, you'll notice like there's a lot of changing of predictions here. Sometimes in life, you got to admit it. You know, sometimes you're wrong. Sometimes you're really wrong, and sometimes you're really wrong. Thorin's right, and then a segment like this comes along.
Listen
so that was one of those
listen
times.
to
So
this guy.
What can I tell you?
Really,
Listen,
Who changed
I'm
the
here.
MLG Mouse Sports one? It's like,
You have to be right
I'm
at least
thinking,
once
Mouse
today,
Sports
Duncan.
gonna
Come
win
on,
now.
this is your one.
Listen, enough about podcasts. It's not the time for podcasts, Yanko. I told you backstage. Don't ever bring up podcasts again. This is about me, and it's about G2, it's about Virtus Pro. No, obviously the G2 2-0 thing is it's over at this point in time.
obviously
in which
they
case,
lost the map.
I have a question for you then. So both of you said G2 to win 2-0, but you also agreed with what I actually said, which is if they're going to win, it has to be 2-0.
Yeah.
So does this actually mean now, do you think Virtus Pro wins the series?
Yes.
But I have to stick with G2, don't I? Because I predicted
It's
them
not,
to go
well, so
through.
did
I know
he.
you've
He
seen
did the
Moses on these
same.
desks, and he just sticks with the wrong predictions all the way, especially picking the only North American teams that don't do well. But you can actually change. You know, part of life is living, learning, admitting when you're wrong. I'm still working on that part, and then being right eventually, like I just was right now. So have a go.
And staying off Twitter.
I mean, yes,
I'll be on there a lot.
realistically now, you would say that VP should close this out 2-1 at least, if not even 2-0. But I'm just going to stick with my prediction. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's
Thing
it.
is, though,
Well, guys.
despite what happened here on train, I don't think it's going to be 2-0 though. I think G2 actually. Inferno is still a weak map for VP, and I think G2 that's like the map to get them back into this. I think that can reset things.
Well-
It's just that I don't see them getting there for the third.
Hold your proverbial horses, because we can talk about Inferno in just a bit. Thanks up
Keo
the
doesn't
court,
play for that
gentlemen.
team, mate.
Edgy. Right, so let's get to the break. We're going to
Salute
take a
to Keo.
6-minute break. When we come back, the analysis desk is going to break down Inferno between G2 and Virtus Pro. We will see you then.
They know me as the headshot machine. They know me from the highlights they see. They know me from the matches they watch. They talk about my one-taps. And I think for me, aiming is so easy. I just go into a match and that's it. But my aim, it comes from more than just the game. For me, aim, it is about precision. This part, people don't see. This part, it does not show up in highlights. When I sit down to play, everything already is a part of me.
Także uważam, że dorastanie w małym miasteczku chociaż bywa trudne, bo nie pozwala rozwijać swoich pasji, ale jak widać, jak ktoś bardzo chce, to może osiągnąć swój cel, czego dowodem jest na przykład Jarek.
My city was very small and we don't have nothing to do there, and someday someone is opening the internet cafe. I just say to my friends, let's try the computer games.
Jest zaprzeczeniem takiego klasycznego gracza komputerowego, który tylko siedzi z nosem przy komputerze.
Jarek jest bardzo aktywnym człowiekiem, lubi ćwiczyć i...
If I have to describe Pasha in one word, it would be biceps.
When I wake up, I go straight to the gym, so my mind is fresh, and I can make a better decision in the game, in my life. Each day I don't go to the gym, I feel I am not a Pasha biceps.
Sometimes he just played bad tournaments because there is not good enough gym at the hotel, but when there is, believe me, he's playing awesome. Pasha became most popular Counter-Strike player in the world thanks to his personality, because he's not acting, he's just being himself.
Czas, kiedy Jarek przeszedł na gracza profesjonalnego, z tego bardziej amatorskiego, był dla nas bardzo trudny. Tuż przed ślubem Jarek bardzo zastanawiał się, czy kontynuować grę w Counter-Strike.
So I think it's say, Pasha, you need to make a better future for your family and to join to the normal life.
But then Neo and Taz explained him that the community is going to grow up.
Pozostawiłam tą decyzję jemu. W sumie nawet nie pytał, co sądzę. To miała być jego decyzja, to jak on czuje, czy on chce, czy nie chce.
He decided that he will come back to the team.
The government of my hometown, they asked me about the help to win the playground for the kids.
It was pretty no chance for a small city as Nashevskis, so he wrote to his fans, please guys, help me for votes, and they did it. He's just a great guy, but I would say his baby made him an even better person than he was before.
Ważne jest to, że kiedy zaczął się poród, Jarek grał. Siedziałam w drugim pokoju i wołałam: kotku, rodzę, to już. A on podnosił tylko słuchawkę i mówił: jeszcze chwilę, gram. Zakładał słuchawkę.
It was the most nervous, few hours in my life. 100 times more nervous than the most important event in Counter-Strike. So this for me was the real event in hospital. For me the hardest thing is traveling, because I leave my family.
Jest odważny, ponieważ podjął się takiej pracy, która wbrew pozorom jest bardzo trudna.
Nothing can stop me to be the best father in the world and be one of the best players in the world. I always have the fighter heart, but what motivated me the most was my dream to buy a house for my family. I never have my own room. I always the share room with my mom or my grandmother.
A to trochę na złość mnie, bo chciał udowodnić teściowi, że sobie mieszkanie kupi.
Ponieważ jeszcze rok temu nie mieliśmy żadnych perspektyw na to, żeby je mieć.
And I keep going and the dreams come true.
I think Pasha is a good example for every kid in Poland and in the small cities, because he's showing that it's not important where do you come from, but what kind of dedication you have to the thing you do. He has so much passion, he has a will to win every single tournament he's attending, and it makes him happy, because he loves the game.
I love the crowd when they scream Pasha, Pasha, Pasha. This give me, the biggest feeling in the world. They give me the energy, a lot of energy.
Hello everyone and welcome back. And we just saw there another one of Valve's wonderful mini documentaries on the players that we've got. And this time it's Pasha Biceps. He's in the middle of a series. We're going to be discussing that now on the analysis desk. It's Fiflar and Janko and Thorin. And it's interesting actually that we've got Pasha in that spotlight because a lot of people are speculating that, you know, his low level of performance in this slump could be something that means that his future in the team is under question for perhaps the first time in his career. How do you think he's been doing here at the Major?
He's been okay. I mean, he certainly hasn't been in like fantastic form or anything. To me, at the moment, I don't think he's going to come out of it just in this tournament. Like, he's definitely not going to be the old Pasha. Like that seems like it's a long road back. But it's more to me if he can just contribute because the team seems in okay form. For me, the guy's really stepped up is obviously Bialy because he's joining Snacks and Snacks is reliable. It doesn't seem at the moment like Pasha's going to be a star level player for a while, unfortunately.
I think Pasha is that X factor in that team, and he plays really well. That's when VP can upset, you know, tier 1 teams like Navi and so on, because it has been a long time since he had that level of performance as he had in the first half of 2014 when VP won the major in Katowice, when he was one of the best players in the world,
if
basically.
not the best, I'd say.
Okay, so we're in Inferno now, G2's map, and this is a map that they're very good on. I was just checking the stats there. So, in 2016, they've lost to Fnatic on this map twice. They've lost to Astralis, but everyone else that they've played on it, they've beaten, and that includes NIP, that includes Flipside, that includes Mouse Sports, that includes Dignitas. There's some decent names in there. So it's a map that's very much something they're comfortable on, and we know, conversely, it's not something Virtus.pro play a lot of or really feel comfortable on. So the scene is set for G2 to get back into this series. Do you guys think that's what's going to happen?
VP used to be really good on this map, but this was over a year ago.
Yeah.
As for G2, I think this is a really good test for them to see if we are talking about, you know, the choke G2 that we see, because there's no way really that they should lose this map. This map should be in their bag, and we should go to a third map. The way they were playing on Train and the way they've been playing overall, I think it's going to be hard, but I think it comes down to, again, to see the X factor. I think Smiths has to have a massive impact here with the op over on the middle and just walking around roaming a little bit. And as for VP here, I think it's very important, like Janko was saying, that Pasha is the go-to guy there. He's the little extra factor, and I think if they want to take this 2-0, that especially him and Snacks needs to show up.
Duncan?
Yeah, I think on Train, like kind of what you were saying, I'm pretty sure Existence's plan was we can let Train through because we're good on it, and also we'll have seen the demo. So maybe he got a little bit too hung up on Train, but you know what? On Inferno, Existence has always been a smooth operator, and if you were to call him during this game, I think what you'd hear is because they're going to be getting busy on this map. Bars. Telephone bars. Let's go. Let's go. That's fire right there, man. That's fire. That's fire.
Tell you what then, just give us your prediction so I don't have to talk to you
I think G2's going to win pretty handily. I'm going to go like 16-9.
There we go, Janko.
Yeah, this should be G2's map. The only problem I see, and the potential 2-0 for VP, is that VP is going to start off on the CT side. So if they can get the ball rolling early, if they can get into that plow mode, they might even close it out here.
Yeah. And Fifth, anything to add?
I don't know. I mean, track record G2 should win.
All right, well, let's find out. We're going to go back into the game. It is, of course, Henry G and the birthday boy Sadakis doing this one. We're going to see whether G2 can take it to a third map, whether Virtus.pro are going to close it in two. Take it away, gentlemen.
Thanks so much, Richard. I actually think the reason that Thorin made those noises is because 99% of the world, when he calls, just hangs the hell up on him immediately.
It's definitely an interesting joke you went with. Actually, a British Tony went with, so it might be lost on 99% of the people watching. So anyway, we'll get on with it. It's going to be VP versus G2 on Inferno. Matthew, we just saw a very impressive result from VP there on the map they chose. How do you feel about this going to Inferno? This is going to be G2's pick. Do we have any confidence for them?
If I'm honest, this is going to be extremely hard. I mean, this is Virtus.pro on Inferno. When they're rolling, this is an excellent map for them. Talked to Snacks just briefly between games, and he said, now the easy part happens. We're better on Inferno than them.
Okay, bit of intel.
So
I like it.
Yeah, this is going to be very tough for G2. Not only that, they start on the terrorist side. Now, you can make arguments that in some cases, in high-pressure situations, you might actually want that start because there's no letting back. There's no saying, oh, we only need 4 rounds. We can, go easy here. This is getting every round you possibly can. Sometimes that can benefit you, but all that aside, they need exactly that. Every single round in this game is going to be
Look at this
crucial.
aggression coming in from the CT pistol. It's going to be Bialy and Neo making their way towards second mid as well. Going to have confrontation all over the place from both sides as well. They're stuck in a horrible position. Shox gets the first kill. Now Bialy going to get taken down by the same player as well. 5-on-3. That aggression being shut down straight away by G2. That's a 5-on-3. They've got 5 sets of armor as well, so they can slow things right down now and see what the reaction is from the CTs.
Pasha now coming back out of Boiler. Having lost those 2 members, he can't afford to stay aggressive. And as I say that, though, Pasha's got other ideas. They've rotated the 3rd man in all of this back over toward the back of the site. That's Taz. He'll watch at the far side of apartments, so they are going to try and funnel the offense if they look to go toward A. That said, it Snacks alone, though, on B at the top of Banana. Pasha's not going much beyond the edge of the stairwell because he can't afford to get caught by anyone staring into Boiler. He's going to check it now, though, as he does get up there. He actually, the timing could have worked out that he got in behind them, but Scream spots him, and now he's completely outnumbered, outdone, and isolated because 4 players get quickly on top of him, and that's going to be Taz left alive at Graveyard. Might as well have just called the pallbearers early because Smiths is going to put him down. It's Snacks that's left.
Yeah, VP going for that heavy aggression at the start of the round. Unfortunately for them, G2 just set up absolutely perfectly for it. 2 players towards the second and middle and C-steps as well. They're stuck between a rock and a hard place in that position. They were the first 2 players to drop, and we did see Pasha trying to do what he can with the timing there, but he did get shut down as well. And then the A-bomb site completely open. Snacks doing what he can now. Does find a headshot towards RPK, trying to inflict more damage. Does get a second. That's $600 secured, so if he can get any more here, won't be able to win the round, but there's any kills he can find is money in the bag.
Good flash to buy some time from Scream, but he's equal to the headshots. No kit on Snacks either, so it would have been a tall task for him to achieve. That's the start G2 need.
Absolutely. T-side of Inferno getting the pistol and almost gifted them as well. They didn't have to work too hard for it. It was the VP side that made their aggression known towards middle, and that's only on the screen right now. You can see how stuck Bialy was there, just getting smashed from both sides. But now then, G2 on the second round. MAC-10s, make it 3 of them, and 2 AKs. This could be interesting, you know. It's a force buy from VP. MAC-7s and CZs and P250s going up against them. MAC-10s could struggle in certain situations, but it's going to be Shox to get the first kill with the help of Scream as well with the AK. So 5-on-4 straight away once again.
Beneficial as well that the MAC-10 gets the kill.
Sure.
For the sake of money, baby.
Of course.
Taz is going to try and push. This is actually quite clever because if he could take advantage of this, he could flank out behind, potentially pick up a gun, do some damage. He won't go into the apartment, smartly so. Shox is waiting for that, but he is in a very different position. This isn't somewhere you would check ever. Although, Shox seems to do exactly that and jumps out. Taz still finds the kill, immediately downed after, so no chance to pick up the MAC-10 that was dropped.
Yeah, it was a clever play from Taz there. The fact he got 1 kill was absolutely fine. It's going to be a 4-on-3 now. 2 players towards the B side as well, Bialy and Snacks. They have got that MAC-7 in hand, so VP's best chance lies on that bomb site, and that's actually where G2 will be heading as well. Smith just feeling the area out, seeing if he can bait out any grenades here as well. Only waits for his teammates to rotate in. Scream with the bomb coming in late, and Pasha actually coming towards that area as well. Snacks boosted up, could find the first kill, lands damage, but it's going to be Smiths coming out on top as well. Bialy gets 1 and Pasha chimes in, but it's going to be him left in the 2-on-1 situation, and now the T's going to play together. Surely Pasha has no chance in this one.
13 HP, definitely doesn't help Bomb. Just going to go down now. He'll hear that. Existence isn't covering this. Thankfully, he's just far enough around the edge. Pasha can't find the headshot because that could have got interesting. But G2, 2-0 lead, keep both AKs up. So it's just the MAC-10s that are lost, not the worst cause.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Now they're going to be buying MAC-10s again by the looks of things. Shox and Smith reinvesting with those. They still have plenty of cash left in reserve, so just trying to farm some more money with those. 3 AKs, and VP with pretty much a full EK, 1 flashbang. So you can have a stack towards Banana, go for the flashbang face, or go towards mid onto a similar plan there. And it looks like going to be the former as they make 5 players towards the B-bomb site. So normally you wait about 20 seconds, then flash over and see what you can do with it. The flash has been used already. And Pasha set up behind those sandbags as well. So how's this going to work out for them?
Flash over, Existence fires into that, expecting aggression, expecting to be pushed. He's not wrong, there was definitely someone around the corner, but his teammates find it first. Bialy off angle, the stack though, still 3 here, and finding 2 that far out doesn't indicate there's anyone else. So Smiths is going to go and try and evaluate this. Send the SMG first. He's actually going to use that smoke to get towards CT. This could wrap back to A.
It's quite
That'd be smart. They've already cleared A. He's just going to watch for rotations.
It's quite a clever strategy. It's very well overused, I would say, though. You send 2 players aggressive towards that B site and try and bait out, oh, we're doing a rush here, and you would assume the terrorists were thinking that was 3 towards the A bomb site here. So you have 3 hiding on towards B. And this time it didn't really work out that way because, like you said, the A bomb site did get cleared out. Bomb gets planted towards that side of the map, and the kills are found regardless. So GT going 3-0 up here on the T side of Inferno. And this is the bonus situation, Matthew. 2 MAC-10s staying in their arsenal.
I'm sorry, what did you call it?
I said the Jaden situation.
Thank you very much.
And that means...
I was actually very honored today when Ryu said he's actually adapted that term. He uses it in-game now.
Perfect. For anyone who has no idea what we're talking about, basically means if you have SMGs left over from the anti-ecos, you keep those lesser weapons going into the first gun round, and it means you can have a huge chance to make some massive cash and swell the bank balance. Or if you lose it, you still have enough money in reserve going into the next round. So,
and you potentially could reset them on that too.
Of course. There's so many bonuses though.
So many Jadens. RPK in behind the logs at the top of Banana. Smoke's in front of them. They're going to flash through that. Bialy's a little bit further back. M4 ready. He's going to have to rotate, though. Flashes himself back in. He wants to actually take the fight, but Snacks has gone passive at Spools, so there's no one there to support this. The smoke's out in front of Snacks as well means that he can't stay efficient, Bialy. So he's dropped early. Snacks needs to find a way to stay alive, and Smith's gets him. It has to be a fast rotation. Pasha, at least here with 1. But Molotov's in the water position. He's not aware there's one to his right. And Shock should easily pick him up. Has to find him now. As he's gotten into the corner, he will do so. No bomb plant yet, but it's going to happen momentarily. Both players left from VP are going to work through construction, and they have to try and work this in tandem. They aren't close enough together to get the trade on to exist.
Yeah, very simple round coming in from G2. Got to be a 3-on-1. Taz, the last remaining player, does get a decent flashbang onto existence. Now with the 2-on-1, is a possibility. Has not no kit though.
Smiths is low. He can't afford to peek just yet. They need to make sure Shocks gets in a prime position. He's done so, but he's actually still in an open angle. Taz, they're going to let Shocks be the primary focus in this crossfire setup, and now they both go passive. This is all and done. As Taz has no exit plan either, so he's going to lose the M4. He's going to lose the rifle. I say this a little bit too soon. Perhaps there's no kit. He might have had a chance to get toward Banana, though.
Well, then Taz is taken down in the end, and G2 pick up the round. As we pointed out at the start, 2 MAC-10s is all it takes to get into that B bomb site. A couple of smokes going over, one towards spawn, one actually blocking out the vision from the new boxes as well. They swarm the bomb site. It's a very sloppy back and forth affair, but G2 come out on top in the man advantage in the end. And the retake, just too much of a tall task there for VP in the end. So 4-0, and that money, look at the getting larger and larger. You can see Shocks, after the reinvestment, has 9k in the bank. And VP now pretty much on a full eco. It's going to be Desert Eagles, P250s. They have got a couple of smokes. And that's about it. Not going to be stacking particularly any side of the map just yet.
Pasha down middle, gets taken out by Scream. Trying to get advantage of that Deagle. Nice nade as well. Taz, 29 HP, found by Smiths on a second nade. If anyone wants proof that Gaben listens, someone named Gaben, please give me a case, actually got dropped one last round, so.
Everyone's winning here at the major.
Including you, Henry.
Always winning.
So slow things down, the pace. B's open. They can't afford to rush in and find that out the hard way, though, so they'll slow it. Try and work in. Shocks gets Neo. Rotations have happened. It was 3 on the A site and B open, but Snacks gets over there. Good flash through. Catches out Smiths. The MAC-10 only that he'll pick up for his troubles. It's not an AK, which I'm sure he would have much desired in this situation, but let's see if he can do any exit damage with that MAC-10. They're going to buy in the next round regardless. It's Bialy inside of the site. Pistol P250. It's RPK to get the kill. Could have disrupted the play slightly, tried to drop the bomb, buy more time, but either way, it was 40 seconds. It's not like that was a viable situation.
Well, 4-on-1 now. Snacks just the MAC-10. It's not even worth taking that to the next round, I would say. There'll be a maximum loss bonus next. So I'm almost going to assume an AWP will be coming out. And like I said before, in the last game, actually, this is one of the maps, actually, where Snacks will be the CT AWPer. He's actually very good at it as well. Very aggressive towards that car area on Banana. Looking for those first frags. Not scared of anyone. And we'll see whether Smiths will be joining him as well. He hasn't actually joined the sniper ranks just yet. It's going to be the 5th round going in favour of G2. So after quite a convincing victory for VP on the first map, which was their pick, they go on to Inferno, picked by G2, and so far so good for them. 5 excellent rounds.
Yeah, excellent start. 5 rounds T-side. Which goes to show you what getting a pistol and a single gun round can do for you. There it is. Snacks doesn't even want the Mac 10 to be
that's
present in the next round.
Goes to show as well the force buy in the second round, how detrimental that can be for CT teams, especially on a map like Inferno, where the money situation is very important indeed. The AWPs have come in. It's going to be Neo perching at this time. So like I said, inconsistencies in this team with the roles occasionally. We have seen Snacks in the past holding their weapon time and time again on the CT side, but it will be Neo this time.
This is going to be a fast mid-peak as well. He's got a decent spawn for this.
That might have contributed.
He's already over. They get 3 on B because of this, because they want Neo to try and funnel, but that's not the right call. Right now, it's all coming up alt mid. So G2, they might have a real chance at this. Neo's going for the face toward the connector. He's going to get taken down with only 1 kill in his way. Suddenly, Taz is alone. They have to pull back both Pasha and Bialy on the rotation.
Yeah, lucky for VP. They didn't fully commit after finding their first pick. They want to see what the CT reaction to this is. And it's actually going to be working out of Snacks holding B by himself, Pasha and Bialy rotating towards Arch, and now Taz holding the pit as well. But I'd imagine G2, they're still aware that the money situation isn't going to be fantastic for VP. You can see they haven't actually got massive grenades there. 1 smoke and 1 incendiary. That's it. So with 1 minute 15 remaining on the clock, this is just a perfect opportunity for G2 to just sit back and see what they can do with the time.
Shox gets his own flash in position to try and allow him up the stairs further. He'll clear out Boiler. It gives them apartments to try and execute on the A site. Crossfire set on Arch, though. It's Pasha and Bialy, and it's going to be Pasha to lure them out. Try and fade away from this, and then Bialy to surprise them in that cubby position. We'll see if it's checked. There's no Molotovs left to do so. So it's not like they can flush him out with utility. They have to take a fight with him. Screams around the corner, too. That's a dangerous position to be in. Both these players are vulnerable. Both he and Smiths right now, too. Bialy, who's bought so much time. Pasha's faded away. They're flashing for Arch for Library. They don't even consider it. Bialy gets 2 out of it. He doesn't even wait for the trigger discipline, and that allows Pasha back around the corner. A perfect distraction play, and it's all down to Shox.
That's so perfect for VP. Bialy playing that so nicely. Gets to 2 frags. Doesn't face. Still had 4 bullets to play with. Could have got another one, but he waiting for his teammates to rotate in and clearing up the rest of the frags there. It's very surprising for G2. They hadn't cleared that area out whatsoever. Like you said, they didn't have the Molotovs to actually check it. Just completely walk past. No one even thought that may be a possibility and get completely punished for it as well. Having a look at the picture there. Nice little portrait. Do you know who that's of?
Is it The View?
Actually, it is. Paying homage to one of the greatest kind of Condition Zero players of all time.
It was this map that I think there was a legendary caster has a clip of you.
Yes, you're right. I know what you mean. Yep,
Smiths tries to go up middle while you think about and ponder that thought. If anyone doesn't know, you can Google it. You can YouTube it. Since did take slight damage on all of this action and activity at the start, but it's insignificant. The picks don't matter. It's RPK that gets up alt middle. The smoke at the top of mid allows Existence to try and get better position so they can start to clear, look for the crossfire as they walk up, one on the left, one on the right, clear Arch, clear truck, force the CTs back inside the A site. They've rotated right now with Snacks' position, the 4th player over to A.
Yeah, Snacks is more than capable of this, though. You can see Neo with the AWP towards the apartments, does take 1 shot, but now it's looking like a very aggressive play. 5 players towards middle. Smith's holding the flank. His first exchange comes in. RPK finds Colonel Bialy. Pasha coming in with the refrag. Now it's going to be a 4-on-4. He's still facing, though. Can he find another one?
And he's got the silenced M4 as well, so they won't be able to spot the Tracer's scream. He couldn't get the shot back through the smoke, and now it all comes to fruition. Snacks waits. He's going to pop out at the perfect time. It's low HP as well onto Existence. Bomb down. 46 seconds, but it's Shox versus 3. Snacks. 1 HP. He'll pick up the AWP. Smoke gets to the bottom of Banana. He's actually shuffled perfectly. Outthinks Shox entirely.
Really nice round there from Snacks. Like I said, he's more than capable of anchoring positions by himself, finding an aggressive position behind the car. It's do or die, that situation. Need to face, need to hit your shots, and he does it perfectly. Just to touch on Pasha as well. Really nice play from him. Dodging and weaving through the smoke, finds the first kill as well. Most players will fall back in this scenario, but he stays and gets 2 for it, and funneling them back to B, where Snacks steps up massively there. So finally, VP arriving on this second map here. That's going to be 2 rounds in a row for them. They haven't broken G2 just yet. Smith's back on the AWP, and here we go. The double orb set up from VP this time. Neo and Snacks. Snacks, like I said, very aggressive and very good at holding the position with an orb.
Neo does go for the face down toward alt middle again. This time gets away with it. There's not as much aggression. They had a rifle closer to him as well, so they were considering the fact, Henry, that if he does go down this time, they can try and capitalize right away. Snacks has the other still inside of Banana. Once more, that does now, just now, a little bit later this time, allow Bialy to rotate back over and they can have a stronger A-site defense. He's not committing fully to it. He's just going to play a support position right now to Pasha and then be able to rotate quickly off of Speedway. He does decent damage. That'll be followed up. Pasha goes for the peek. It's through the smoke.
Does a lot of damage, actually. Actually had a drop Scream as well. The bomb was dropped, but they're going to be shying away from the mid position now. Shock's trying to make a little bit of a distraction. It does find a pick, and that could pull away a CT from the B side. Actually, Snacks there alone as well, so they could go back towards that area of the map. Existence and Smith slowly edging it out and seeing if Snacks is going to be in a similar sort of aggressive stance as he was last round.
And that was smart by Shocks to use the timing. Know that Taz would have been just getting back to the site, so he took the fight and immediately fell back. It neutralizes the situation. Neo and Bialy both go to Arch this time because they are looking for that rotation. Shock's getting Pasha, though, means that A is the option. A is going to be the only way they go. It's Neo again, still with the AWP that re-peeks and finds Scream. The Molotov's going to isolate him from peeking again. Bomb still hasn't made it to the site, but Shocks gets Neo. He's flanked all the way around the A site in that time. And Snacks is left versus 3.
Yeah, really clever Molotov there. And that's 4 frags for Shocks, and he's still alive. He wants more. Snacks now in the 3-on-1 has that AWP. The cash isn't fantastic for VP. I'd say saving this weapon in this scenario is going to be much more beneficial than trying to take this one down. Great setup from the French side here. No one giving too much away. So Snacks will be bowing out of the round. But Shocks is going absolutely wild there, just when they needed it after losing 2 rounds in a row. Just going up towards quad side by himself, finds the first kill, and then 2 more towards Arch. Neo did have a really strong chance there. He got the bomb down towards middle, but it's got Molotov out of position, allowed GT to recover the bomb, and successfully planted that stage. The Snacks will save the AWP, but Shocks, we haven't seen a round like that from him in quite a while, I have to say. It's very impressive stuff from him.
If ever a time that it's needed. Backs against the wall, facing elimination. They'll get their 6th on the T side. Snacks saving the AWP does lend itself to some sort of a force, and there it is. He's going to drop out an M4. He's got money to do so. Neo's able to buy. Shotgun for Pasha, but they're doing everything they can. They don't want to let this economy get out of control, and it's still decent right now for G2. In fact, decent from the Virtus Pro side. They've got a chance that they can actually really limit the buy in the next round.
Pasha can be very effective with the Max 7. It's Neo once again throwing Molotov down towards the bottom of middle, trying to get aggressive here, but going to be falling back for now. They have got the AWP on Snacks. He's going to be, I'd assume, left alone towards the B side. Bialy will be joining him for now.
Smith so does go for the boost above that smoke. Snacks needs to be careful. He is pre-aiming this. It's a common thing for people to do, to boost on top of the flower pot,
yeah,
get
really
someone who can
it
speed it. Yeah, they are. This is like smoke's almost going to be gone by the time this actually happens. Now, whether that means Snacks is still looking that direction or not, up for debate, and they actually end up running back in tandem. He walked on top of his teammate's head, but Smiths goes down to 10 HP on that leg, so Snacks absolutely wins in that exchange.
Yep, RPK and Smiths go down to low HP, but all 5 players are edging towards middle right now. Crossfire from Bialy and Neo towards mid.
Only 1 Molotov as well, and we've seen that be an issue. They haven't been able to clear car when Snacks is there. They haven't been able to clear the corner where Bialy's playing. Neo through the smoke. He's got 1. He can hear them coming, so he times the footsteps. Pasha's going to do the same thing again. Same play we saw. Bialy, he gets caught, though. Screams finds him this time. Let's bring it back to a 3 versus 3. You would have thought Bialy could have pulled the same play considering the situation. Good shot from Pasha, the shotgun in the sight. They didn't even consider it. He's got 2. Mag 7 on this quasi-buy is making all of the difference. And Smith goes for the no-scope. Pasha's got him as well.
That was actually really sick from Taz, you know. He showed his presence there and was just hiding behind the pillar. And that just allowed Pasha to be jumping up on the bomb site, causing absolute pandemonium. They weren't really sure where he was coming from. That's the benefit sometimes of the Mag 7. Those sort of situations, you have jumping potential. That's actually really cool. You can see they're not even looking, and they're so fixated on Taz in that pit area. And Pasha clearing up with the help from Taz as well. He's doing some damage as well. But pretty cool round from VP considering they were up against the ropes in terms of the economy. That's actually the roles reversed now. G2 will be forcing themselves. Obviously, it's a back and forth game in terms of the money. You want to make sure as soon as your opposition wins 1, you want to be getting straight back in their face and making things difficult to have to reset yourself. But a B rush coming in right now. Snacks to get the first kill.
Once again, but they overextend slightly. They try and go for the Optifall back rifle to come out and catch them as they rush. And it works in the favor of G2, who find 2 quick kills. Pasha's on the rotation fast. Huge gap in that smoke, so they've got to actually add a second one to it. But they can get a bomb plant out of this that otherwise wouldn't have happened. That's good money forward. Remember, $800 regardless whether or not they lose the round goes into the wallets of the T's. 800 additional. What they'll get from the round. Smoke off to cover Emo. Hits only on Pasha. It's going to be a good shot from Shocks, though. Once more, he holds from a distance, but it's Shocks from the backside. That does allow Scream to distract. He's going to close the round. And G2 are just adding them up. It's getting close, but they're adding them up.
Yeah, absolutely. G2 just going for a straight-up B rush there. Didn't have much to work with. Pistols and a couple of AKs, and somehow making the exchanges work for themselves. VP did find 1, but the bomb site was open after the trades were made. G2 got the bomb down, and as you said, That's what we thought they were going to get, but once they recovered the weapons, they were making the crossfires work very effectively indeed. And what is this from VP? 3 shotguns, 2 pistols. I can't say this is going to work out, but who knows? Pasha did maybe getting a little bit carried away over the round before, but Pasha, Neo, and Snacks, Mag 7s in hand. Are you a believer? I don't think I am, Matt.
I mean, the money is breakable either way. So maybe Virtus Pro's hoping for something crazy to happen and it works in their favor. They can break G2.
I'm trying to think of a scenario where this works.
That's the only scenario I can think of this working, because if they save up, they get guns out much sooner. They've only got 1 round against them, so there's no bonus built up. But Virtus Pro does like to do exactly this. Play 3 in toward Boiler and in the apartment stairwell. So the shotguns in those positions actually aren't too bad. It's just going to work on a little bit of fate that they walk in that direction.
G2 have shown most of their hands towards middle, has to be said, towards that quad and arch side, sticking together and just refacing frags, or they're rushing B. And Parliament's actually being quite a quiet area for them. Shocks will be holding very far back right now. They're not short of the money situation for VP. You can see they're being very tentative with their approach as well, but looking like a B attack coming in. Bialy and Snacks there. It is Snacks with the Mag 7, Bialy with 5-7. But I'd assume a very simple play from GT now. Smoke towards spawn, flashbangs in, and just try and wipe the frags.
Snacks flashed off, it smoked as well, but an additional smoke out at the top of Banana. This is going to start to push them back toward middle, and Neo, he's down at alt mid right now. Now again, it's a shotgun, so he doesn't have the range game, but he could try and catch them off here.
Oh, this could get interesting.
This could get very interesting. He shoots first, guy does get 1, RPK burns Pasha alive, and now they go back to B. This is the right call. Snacks and Bialy going to try and set a crossfire. Neo's at least picked up an AK, but Snacks has 1 on entry, so the Mag 7s, again, they're doing decent damage. And it's slowed down so much. Neo's going to be on the flank, and Bialy, 5-7 gets 2. Neo's there.
That's such a nuts round. GT being so apprehensive their approach. That's the only way they could have actually won that, is if GT were going back and forth between the bomb site, allowing VP to reposition themselves. Neo in second middle as well, finds that first kill, funnels them back to B. They could have actually made their way into B quite easily there. When they had all 5 players there at the top, they know VP are on very low money as well. It's just that 1 smoke that was chucked out at the perfect time to make them reconsider their options and go back, and the time was just running down and down. Got to the 22nd mark, they're forced to go towards B, and Bialy and Snacks doing massive work with the shotgun and 5-7 combo. Like I said, I couldn't think of a world where that initial buy would win, but there it is, it works. 3 players towards Banana this time. It will be another force buy coming in from G2. They've got the Tech 9s and P250s this time.
Grouped atop middle. I mean, there's the scenario, right? We said it. That was the way to break the economy. Didn't think it was likely, but
I didn't think there was any chance, but there we go.
Fast pace, from G2 this time. Smokes off both Arch and front library. They try and push with the pistols, but the damage is being done. Snacks gets 3. Last bullet in the magazine. Existence gets toward Graveyard. He may pick up a kill here, but no, not to be. He's going to actually fade away from that. So Snacks with 4 kills as they try and wrap onto the site. Straightforward anti-eco builds their bank, and as we hit round 13, they're going to be okay for at least 1 more buy.
Well, GT should be full eco here, so should be absolutely fine going forward. 5 plays 7 now. VP clawing their way back into this after a very difficult start, going 5-0 down. There's the replay. Another pretty simple play from Snacks. Very low HP players in front of him. Does pick up 3 though. As we go into round number 13. G2 not purchasing much more than PT50s and Desert Eagles. This should be a very clean-cut affair, like you said, Matt. The money not fantastic with VP. It is building up though, so a very clean round here would be beneficial. Set them up for the last couple of rounds we go into.
A different set again on the A side. Pasha's alone on the Arch side. It's Neo and Taz that are going to try and work together. Everyone's got their assignment this time. There's no bait and switch plays. Crossfires set. It's Pasha to watch the top of middle. Neo to watch the door out from Boiler. And Taz, he has the apartments.
GT don't have any utility here, so it's just going to be busting out of the boiler room here and making the Glocks do some serious work. And I think this will get shut down very effectively. Pasha gets the first kill onto RPK. Taz chiming in as well. And now the bomb just stuck in boiler. That's 2 players committed and no one backing them up. This is a bit of a mess.
Pasha and Shocks as well. Scream's the one with the bomb in all of this. But it's not even looking like a plant is likely.
I was trying to work out what the approach or the idea was behind that. If you're going to commit and send 2 players into their certain death, at least have someone to try and get the refrag and maybe get a bomb down that scenario. Just very easy frag coming in for VP. And 40 seconds remain.
I like it.
Will drop as well. Nice incendiary dropped on his feet.
Yeah, the stack as well. They were trying to see above the cart, so they definitely knew that existence was there. Your Scream right now. Slow it down. potentially in those situations where you know not much is possible, try and get one kill. And it also, in some cases, lends itself to the in-game leader to be able to talk a little bit more about what's going on in the next round. It's something we don't actually see exist from Nip. He used to do that a lot. He would take advantage of pistol rounds to try and use it for strategic time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a beneficial time just to work out what you're going to do in the next gun round. You can see the money's still not fantastic with G2, so just deciding what approach you can go with. Incendiaries, so important on a map like Inferno, especially going for those slow mid approaches, or you're trying to attack a full wall of smoke towards B. I mean, it's so beneficial to actually just flushing the CTs out and giving you less areas to look at, but it's an aggressive play from the CTs this time. 3 players towards B. Not going to be fully committing just yet, waiting for the rush from G2, but now Snacks going for a more attack stance as he's looking down towards the T-steps.
And no ops in play anywhere across the map. They've got that smoke out again toward the bottom of Banana, so Neo can get back over toward A. Yali's considering rotating as well. We'll get to at least Speedway. We'll see if he goes the entire direction or not. Taz has Pit. Such an important position on this A side. He can anchor it off. He can deny the wrap. The default plant, not possible. Safely, at least, if you don't have pick control from the T side. So you can say efficient. Pasha, come on, man. Through the smoke again.
It's been a lot of those.
That's so frustrating for RPK, but man, oh man, Pasha, timing is everything. Snacks is going to fade away from this. He knows that that one kill has potential to funnel them back his direction. Doesn't have a lot of information on it, but he still has one smoke to use. And that'll buy him more time.
That's so perfect as well. VP are famous for this on Inferno as well, just reading the situation perfectly. This time, though, GT going to be pushing through. The crossfire set up, though, and Bialy ready.
Exactly that. Bialy already rotating. He's got one. It snacks down, but Bialy has a chance to go for more. He gets at least a second, tries to fade in to construction, and Smiths finds him first, so this allows the bomb plant. Pasha is going to be the next that's close. And he's going to try and hold angle. Is he going to go for this? Because they're not really in position to support him right now. He's basically going to isolate himself, but he still finds the shot on Shocks. And that's why he does it. It's all on to Smiths. Playing from new boxes. Pasha going to confront him as well. Already spots him, gets the information. He'll go down, but the other two are facing together. And if Smiths overextends even slightly on this peak, he'll go down immediately, but an excellent shot. He isolates Neo. Taz too far away, and Smiths, he might get away with this 1 versus 3. Plays it out right, but Taz just barely finds him.
That was kind of an interesting approach from VP there. You're in a 2-on-1 situation. Obviously, Taz holding spawn, is holding down crouch, hoping he can back up his teammate while he goes to flush him out. But as soon as his teammate got taken down, that got a bit hairy for him, but he does manage to clutch out the 1 versus 1. G2 do get the bomb down there, but like the point I was making before they went into the site, Snacks dropping that smoke down around the 40-second mark. It was such perfect play from him. I think G2 knew it as well. They had to push through and commit at that stage. They managed to find that opening kill on towards Snacks, but Bialy stepping up and did enough work there. Got 2 frags, slowed them down, and allowed for a rotation to come in. But 7-7 after that 5-0 deficit. VP coming to life in the latter stages of this half. And G2 after getting the bomb down. It's actually 4-stage loss bonus, so there's enough to get AKs and armor, but a distinct lack of grenades. Only 2 HEs and 1 smoke remaining.
Oh, look at how many Molotovs they put at the bottom of Banana as well. Smith goes down to 57 because he can't escape them. They've gotten at least into the apartment stairwell. They've cleared out bedroom. Taz going passive though, Neo rotating. It doesn't... I mean, it gives them more execution possibility to walk out the store where they haven't done this very many times, but it doesn't really give them much in terms of finding an early pick. And in fact, Pasha, again, from the arch side, is going to find RPK. Traded surely, but Pasha's done such an excellent job from that side. On the top of middle, Bialy getting existence, and it's starting to look grim again for G2. 7 rounds on the T side isn't the worst thing in the world, but
well, considering
Pro is definitely starting rolling. Yeah, exactly.
Well, 4-on-3 now. They're going to be going for that arch play. Got just 1 Molotov to play with. They need to be finding a frag here, but it's going to be Neo that gets the first one and a second as well. Shocks left alone towards the apartment, trying to edge his way out, but Taz will deal with him in the end. And the Polo is making that. When G2 had full control of the situation, they won the pistol in that first bonus round. They were just wrecking VP's money at that stage. They were just completely rolling over them every single round. And as soon as VP got the full gun rounds going into it, that's when they stepped up. That's when they looked so strong. They had double orb setups there. They're rotating. 3 players towards Banana. Are able to leave Snacks there by himself in some rounds as well. Just completely controlling the situation, almost dictating where G2 was supposed to go. One round that sticks out in my mind is the 3 times Max 7s. Like something,
yeah, that's
such a bizarre call. Like you'd never really see that happen. Like obviously the Mag 7 is not a bad weapon. It's definitely viable in a lot of situations. But 3 of them on a force buy on Inferno, obviously it's a map as well that has lots of different options. But I just don't see how you can win a round with that kind of buy. But it works out.
I mean,
perfectly.
and they did the classic Virtus Pro strat where they get 3 inside the boiler.
Yeah.
One who gets aggressive toward the bottom of the apartment stairs. The other watches boiler, sometimes they flirt with bedroom in it, but that time they were actually pretty passive on it, so that Pasha stayed out and watched middle.
But it was just where G2 was so apprehensive. They didn't want to commit to B. They sent all 5 players in and said, okay, we're not going to go in there now. And that allowed Neo to rotate into that second mid area. As soon as he got there, that was the defining moment. He just got behind them, scared them completely. They weren't sure of his position when he felt that first kill. Then Snacks and BI just went absolutely ham. There's a lot of moments like that.
So sick.
Snacks is so strong at that B position as well. Just holding that car area, you just know he's going to find at least 1 or 2 kills. He seems like he's finding form here. He's had a difficult couple of months in this coin slump. But it seems like this tournament, he's coming to life here.
Definitely in that game, or so far in this game. But I want to highlight again. You said it. G2. I mean, 7 rounds T side is excellent. It gives them a chance in this game. But it was a 5-0 start, so it was 3 after pistol, 1 gun round, then an eco. They didn't really get a lot going, and Virtus.pro is definitely going to look at that and say, all right, if we get a pistol and get the economy working in our favor, there's absolutely a chance for them to come back into this by all spades. I mean, G2 as well doesn't have the same double op potential that Virtus.pro utilized against them. I mean, that was excellently done. With Snacks and Banana, that was really well done.
I agree. The problem with G2 is it's not like they have like a world superstar AWPer as well. Smiths can be very good. He's just not on like the top tiers for sure. Neo and Pasha, they can step up, and Snacks as well. We can see he's had some tremendous results with the AWP, especially on that map as well. It's looking like we're getting into the second half here. We'll have a look what kind of buy is going to be coming in. It's actually a very tactical buy coming in from VP. You know, they've got 2 Molotovs, 3 smokes, decoys, flashbangs. This is going to be difficult to work out where they're going to go. I'm going to assume we'll be towards the B side map, like Molotoving out those key positions. First oranges, new boxes, for example, and there's 4 decoys towards the top of middle as well, trying to take away any sort of intel from the CTs. It's going to be Smiths in existence, pushing aggressive down Banana as well. This could be very dangerous indeed.
Smiths at tree with existence peeking to get early information for him. It's not the rotation away with Smiths in that position. Pistol not quite as promising that you'll be able to mow down multiple opponents from that position. Pasha will be the first to face this. Good flash. Smiths though in position. Can't land the shots, has to find the heads. And he does get at least one on Bialy with the USP. That forces existence back. So 1 for 1 to start it off.
Smiths could have done much better there. He had a lot of time to find both those frags. USP can be a cruel mistress at times, but I feel like that was just the same and let him down in that scenario. But he did manage to take 1 down with him. This definitely favours the T's. And considering what they've got up their sleeve here, got to be executing towards the A side. Smokes in front of the pit and the truck. And then we'll be going through the apartments here as well. This could actually be very interesting. And so we had to flash out, and they've got Pasha working the arch as well for rotations.
Decent with 3 players coming out of apartments. RPK's inside of the smoke. He's got good position on it, though. He's got height. He's got the angle. Snacks gets the refrag. Bomb was dropped in all of this. Buys a little bit of time. 26 seconds. And Scream's already rotated, spotting up at least Pasha, but dinked it down. He goes toward the lower of the HP. 7. He has to fade away. That puts more pressure on Shocks inside the site, but look at Scream back into the fold late. And Pasha with the jump shot at least brings it back down to 2 again against him, but the bomb dropped. He's got to go back toward existence, and he's buying more further time. Wins it as well. 5 seconds. I mean, he wouldn't have got back to the site regardless.
Yeah, he had to find that shot instantaneously. Then he may have had a chance there, but Existence doing everything he can. Even if he had died, like you said, it would have been fine. But it looked like a very interesting approach there from VP. I love the tactic they did. Got that first pick, got into a full execution as well. Smokes towards the truck in the pit. But RPK in a lovely spot there. He played that perfectly. Getting up on towards the pillar. Only found 1 kill, but it kind of confused them enough to slow them down, allow the rotations to come in. Scream in a battle with Pasha as well. Didn't take him down straight away, but he stepped up when they made their play onto the bomb site here. But VP, without getting the bomb down, will be, of course, forcing into this situation. Pasha with the Mac 10 as well. They've got P250s and a Deagle to join him. Actually quite a low buy from G2. 2 MP9s and Famises here. And only 1 smoke remaining as well. So if VP slow this down, they could have a decent chance of making their way to a site.
Top of Banana, Pasha waits. Bialy with bomb at the bottom. Mid-stairs. Existence came back over initially, but Neo and Snacks have done enough to pull him away from the bomb site again, so it is just Scream on B. Problem is with that smoke out, Pasha can't do anything to find that out. And that gives, Smith's is low HP. He's going to rotate back over and just be in a position to support.
They overcommitted a little bit with those SMGs, but now Snacks in towards that boiler room, trying to work a pick with the Desert Eagle. Not going to be spotting anything just yet, but Shocks and RPK are going to be getting quite aggressive. Looking at that next pick, the RPK lying in wait and see if we can do anything with this.
They're still letting Snacks be the decoy, though. They're still trying to use him to pull the rotations. Like I say, though, Smith's low on HP, goes back over to Scream, so there's still 2 in B, but Scream's the one that's isolated by the smoke. It's only Smith's inside the site. Neo gets that shot. They got a chance for the bomb plant here, which would be instrumental for building on their economy. Scream, though, with the M4 does get Pasha. Look at the response from Taz. Suddenly, they've got good position here. They can try and fight forward, disallow this rotation, even get toward the site. Taz with one more, its existence down. And he can fall back, but he's caught in process by RPK. What a shot on the Snacks toward the top of Banana. Neo gets it back. He's so low, he nearly, very nearly finds Shocks as well.
Wow, so back and forth there. Looked like VP had everything tied up, but there it is. Shocks stepping up once again. 2 kills for him. He's had a great series so far. It's going to be 9 plays 8. VP doing everything they can with that force by Neo and Taz finding 2 frags each. And I thought once they took over that garden area, they could have had a real chance, but Neo just can't find the last few bullets to finish the round off. And they've got to be buying up again, Matt. They've got the bomb down. They got a lot of kills onto the CT, so I actually like this, you know. It's an aggressive tactics and all in play. They managed to get AKs out against the MP9s and Famouses of G2, so still all to play for here. I'm not sure G2 will be expecting this one. They're screaming RPK, looking to be aggressive towards middle. They're going to be pushing down as well. This could be dangerous.
Dangerous is a game they're willing to play, as they are going to actually make this work out. The AK of Neo, he's actually on the Deagle. He's picked that up, hasn't had time to switch to it. He's going to go down as well. This is big. I mean, this is very big for G2 to win that round early. Full reset on the economy. Virtus Pro not going to be able to buy into this one. And G2 with a chance to get a 3-round spread. Not only that, build their bank massively.
Yeah, when I saw that aggression coming in from G2, I really thought they may be playing into the hand of VP, considering they had bought a couple of AKs with that one, but they came out on top and VP didn't find a single frag there. So now VP will be on the full eco. G2 will be aware of that and keep the SMGs intact. RPK and Shocks with those, trying to farm some cash here as we go into round number 19. I've got a couple of smokes for VP, but that's about it. They've got a Desert Eagle and P250s, and the aggression coming in once again. They want to make something happen with these SMGs.
PK gets one onto Pasha as they get aggressive once more. Look at how surrounded Neo is. He's trying to reload that P250. There's no time to do it. Taz gets at least one. RPK's down middle, finds him immediately after Snacks falls. So drop one gun, not a big deal. There it is, the 3-round spread. Now the guns to come back up for Virtus Pro. No money for an AWP. Could have gone glass cannon on Taz, but come on, that's Taz and this is T-side. It's not likely they would.
Yeah, on the T-side, you probably want to open things up with the 5 AKs and try and default and see what kind of tactics G2 are bringing to the table. You can see Smiths has gone for the AWP. Shocks had tons of cash there to drop. I think he's set around the 11k mark, so they're going to be fine for money going forward. We'll see what the CTs bring to the table on the first round. There's going to be 2 players towards B, so nothing too aggressive coming in here. Smiths, whether they're all going towards the quad side, actually, so see what he can do with that. And it's a VP slowing things right down now, more of a default play, seeing if they can find a first pick.
BK finally boosted on the Atrium. We haven't seen this from them yet. Sees above the smokes. It's decent positioning if there's smokes out at the top and middle, but it also tries to catch them off. It can be checked quite commonly, though, so they're going to have to be careful about this. And it's 3 players, all 3 players, as we see it on the map overlay there. On the arch side, which could be a scary thought. If they can figure that out, there's a really good chance to rotate and trying to go for the CT spawn to B strat.
Yeah, it's very difficult to figure this out, though. Obviously, most T-side defaults will be using the boiler room in some sense, and RPK's in a fantastic position to get that first frag. Smith was all poised ready towards middle as well. Here come the smokes out. We'll take away some vision from that quad side, so maybe this could work out, but it looks like more of a B play from VP. You can see now Scream going aggressive, waiting for a flashbang from his teammate. They're going to use the smokes effectively as well as he pushes up right behind it, though. VP boosting up.
Jumping on this. Scream, I'm not 100% sure would have heard that. You know, drops down, couldn't quite see above the smoke anyway, but Scream, you almost thought that he was going to get the drop on that one. Either way, they are going to get the wrap. Snacks, he's already in CT. They aren't going to go with him. It's not going to be actually 4 up Banana, but this is going to be such a pivotal moment because he can cut off rotations. But as I say that, look where the rotations are headed. They're all going toward Banana. So if they can't find a quick entry here, and Snack doesn't clue in fast enough, he's already spotted by Existence. They're going to get shut down entirely. Shocks has arrived. There's going to be no bomb plant yet. Bialy gets taken down. They're going to try and do so with Neo inside the smoke just to get the money rolling, but it's all working out. Neo tries to fight back. very good awareness. Existence knew they gave up CT spawn and was looking at it the whole time.
Yeah, you can see both of them actually making their way towards the ruins area. They're trying to take him down before the BX2 came in. The timing worked out very nicely for them. Scream rotating back to those spools, finds one kill and survives as well. Goes for that full kraut spray through the smoke, does a ton of damage and picks up another kill. Allows time for the rotation to come in. But you're absolutely right. The awareness from G2, it looked like Stax had them dead to rights there. Got all the way into spawn undetected, but they knew it was coming and they adjusted accordingly. But VP did get the plan down and still have cash to play with here. 12 plays 8 now. And you can see Snacks going for the scout on the T side of Inferno. That's very unorthodox, I have to say. There's not many opportunities you can actually find a kill with that weapon on the T side, but we'll see what he can do with it. Looks like another fast B play coming in. The smokes could have gone down for G2.
Decent position. Look at Shox. He wants to go. Pasha's got Smiths, though. Shox is going to be left on his own. And did they spot his leg? They did. They both peek out together, and Neo's going to get him. That's a massive problem now for G2 as they go down very early. Good recovery from RPK to get one. Not often you see him pick up the AWP. But Existence is alone on the A side. They're going to rotate as fast as possible with Scream to get back over and cover for this. He spots Snacks dropping in toward Pit.
Here it is. The scout actually comes out on top and takes Existence down. Got to leave Scream towards the yard side. And he can spot the bomb here. Actually takes it down as well. With 1 minute remaining, he could cause some damage here.
Has needs to be careful about how to repeat this. Goes and Scream gets it. They can't get the bomb back. Scream, 1 versus 4, smoked off. I mean, this is really the best opportunity they can do to get that bomb, but 55 seconds. Which way do they head? Back toward B or in toward the site? And Scream's going to gamble that it is going to still go toward A and get in position at Moto. Smoke's dissolved. Molotov forces him out. Bombs planted. Scream spots it, but Scream, he's got the shot already. It's on to Pasha. 1 versus 1, and Pasha just barely denies the hopes and dreams of Scream.
An absolute mess of a round from VP. They knew exactly where Scream was, and they've lost the bomb in no man's land. They could have slowed right down. There's still plenty of time to play with there, and Taz is facing 1 by 1, and then they're trying to battle through smoke as well, taking a ton of damage, and Scream had a real opportunity to win that round. It looked like VP were panicking, I have to say, but Scream did enough damage. You can see the money's been affected heavily. Even though he didn't win the round, Matt, he could have got them this one in the bag as Gillows and a lack of grenades coming into round number 22. Smith's back on the AWP, and the money for the CT is absolutely fine. They've got a heavy advantage going into this. 3 players heading towards the B side this time. More aggression coming in, and more defensive approach from VP actually. Just holding in towards the second middle and seeing whether anyone will be facing that window area.
I really want to see someone go to that G-bot strat we saw at Barcelona where you boost behind the pillar and shoot through the wood. It's so sneaky.
Oh, that
I
one,
loved it. Yeah. I mean, it's a one and done. But I mean, if you can get it there and you know that they're going to play Crossfire, which in fairness, Virtus.pro hasn't been doing, it's almost like a guarantee. Instead, they go for the boost again. RPK above on Atrium, not spotted in this position last time, so they can get away with trying it once more.
I like when he gets up here. It's so strong because no one's going to come pre-firing that from the boiler area, especially coming in just to face the very quick corner and see what information you can gather. And especially you've got Smiths as well, getting all the intel towards the top and middle. This could be very effective. Pasha trying to do what he can towards the B side of the map. Scream will be left there alone. Seems confident to hold that by himself. And there it is. Smiths takes down Snack towards the top and middle, and RPK stepping up massively as well.
Perfect setup. Like you said, no one checks that. And after they got the first kill with the AWP, they thought, all right, come on, he's got to rebolt that gun. We'll go after him. No, RPK staring it down. They just finished clearing Boiler, too, so that gets denied. Virtus.pro now look to the other side of the map. You said it. Pasha was holding on to Banana to make sure they at least had that in their control. Unlike most maps, you know, we talk about mid in this one. Banana's actually the crucial point in being able to leave options open in this map. It kind of plays like a mid. That's why Pasha stayed there, but now they have to execute. Smoke off CT. Deny any rotations, but Orange is one. Not checked. Existence with 1 shot goes out for more. Gets it as well. And Taz tries his best to get the refrags and a bomb down, but can't do it.
Yeah, the lovely setup from G2 is what wins them the round there, funneling VP back towards the B side. There was no chance that they were going to win that round after that. It was a 5-on-3, and as long as G2 found 1 frag as they were making their way to the bomb site, Existence actually finds 2. They're absolutely fine. They're in very sensible positions as well, not giving too much away, making sure VP were committed towards before they actually could find a kill as well. So everything played out perfectly for G2 there, and now VP back onto an eco. You can see actually maybe a force spy coming in here, actually going for the Tech 9 PT50s up against the ropes now in terms of the scoreline. So going all in. But these kinds of rounds, I would normally say you want to go towards B and try to wall of smokes and try and just flash onto the bomb site and get any stifled CT players. Just like they're favouring towards second mid for now. Snacks makes his way towards Boiler once again. You can see it's a different setup this time. Much more defensive from the CT. He's not going to be even going towards the main choke point in middle. Falling back with Smiths on the AWP towards Library. And Shox towards the apartment area.
See if this works out, though, with these Tech 9s. They have cleared Boiler once more. Neo's already up middle. Smiths is looking at this corner though. AWP spots the shoulder bait, but can't get the shot onto it. It gives the advancement to Neo, but you will not get any further. Smiths goes back, and the AWP, it reigns supreme. Flashes out smokes as well. Snacks drops in, dead before he hits the ground as RPK and Shocks combine. Pasha's made it into the site, picked up an AWP. Can he turn the round though? Not nearly fast enough.
Yeah, it's just a perfect response there from G2. They've been very aggressive towards that mid area, showing lots of presence at the main choke point. This time, there's falling back, and there's having Shocks and Smiths work their long chokes. And Smiths with the AWP gets that first frag, fall back to the bomb site, and VP just run into the crosshairs there of G2. Pretty simple stuff. And now they needed to bomb them out. They can't really do anything with this round. It's 14 plays 9, 1 point away from map point. And you can see how these crossfires working so effectively on your screen right now. No chance of making anything happen there. The bomb gets dropped in pit, and that's pretty much round over, even though Pasha got the orb. Is stuck in a horrible position. 14 plays 9, PC50s and Glocks. They're going for the draw here, it seems. And I think that's probably the right idea. You can't really do much of 2K, so might as well see if they can get 6 rounds in a row after this.
And less pressure on them in the fact that they do have map 1 already under their belt.
Sure.
Playing for map 3 is G2. Good nade in. A little bit early. That won't do max damage on a Taz. It does put him down to 58, so it was a little bit better than I thought it might have been. But the first pick does go to G2. Convincing fashion from Shocks. Ash at least spots one before that smoke blooms, but can't do much with it with the P250. Hello, chicken.
Hello, chicken. The friendly chicken we normally see at majors. That's 3
Not the one we ate for dinner.
Don't know what you mean. Oh, we did have chicken. You're right.
Yes, we did.
Nice work. Anyway, Scream picks up the easy kill on towards Neo. This round is pretty much done. They're not going to find a single frag here. Just edging their way up towards middle, hoping they can find someone out of position here. But RPK hungry for frags, and with lovely aim, he takes 2 down as well. Just going to be Pasha remaining. And I think he knows he's not long for this world, as there's the final frag and the 15th round achieved as well for G2. And this should be it. I really can't imagine BP getting 6 rounds in a row out on the T-side from what I've seen so far. The money still isn't fantastic. No incendiaries, no orbs, just AKs, armor, smokes and some flashbangs. That's all they have. We're number 25. I think G2 can taste this one. Probably just keep doing the passive setup here. Finish things off with the crossfires effectively. Don't need to overcommit. 3 players will be heading towards B at the start of the round, but they normally take that for the initial rush, and then Scream will be there by himself.
AKs in the hands of all 5 versus the 1 AWP of Smiths. He's already got up to the top of alt mid. Crossfire set. No one in pit this time for G2. Shocks is going to make his way there slowly, but has to flash off apartment while doing it because they've been so far away from it for such a period of time that it would have been possible with timing that Virtus Pro could have had someone in the halls, but no one's there just yet. Slowly but surely they are getting in that position, though. It's crucial that Shocks did get in that position. RPK and Smiths, meanwhile, still with a forward stance on the arch side. They have Existence rotating over. This should, I was going to say, put him in a position where he can get toward the library or back toward the site and help Shocks out. RPK is going to do that instead because Pasha's done well to actually distract, and Scream second-guessing the positions right now because it's pulled Existence back to the Speedway.
It's looking like VP will be setting up for some sort of smoke execution here. Maybe a B split. You can see the bomb making its way back towards Pasha. They are dropping smokes in middle as well.
Well, that's the one thing I was going to say is they've done very well actually to bait out the smokes from G2. It's only flashbangs left. There's no smokes on the CT side, so they won't be able to do any more to cover off the top of Banana. Well, I was about to say they had 4 smokes on the VP side. That's all falling apart because Scream takes them down before they can even be deployed. Finally, 1 and 2 will go out. 1 at Spools, 1 at CT. Snacks playing the Lurk, but he's caught by RPK, and both of them were going to push through that smoke inevitably. It's 4 plays 2. All on the back of Taz and Bialy. They can't find the first pick, but Bialy eventually does go forward. That smoke's still in position, and Smiths can't find a fire through it with that USP. So back to the AWP in construction, but it's all Bialy because Shocks has shown up on the flank. Bialy's got 1. It's low HP on RPK, but he finds the headshot.
Well, there it is. G2 do take the second map here, leveling things up at 1-1. This was their pick, and they always say Inferno is one of their best maps. And I think it's their CT side that looks so strong. So many different setups, aggressive, defensive, and Scream seems to be playing very well at that B-bomb side as well. Lovely stuff from him. Great game from him. 26 kills in the end. Shocks and RPK stepping up and hitting 20 frags as well. VP looked a little bit lost in the second half, I have to say, finding 1 round total out of, what, 9?
Yeah, I mean, 1 round total is pretty insane. The economy was against them a lot. A lot of force buys that limited them when they had about 2K. They bought into it fully. The Tech 9 rounds. I mean, again, though, good start from G2, kind of controlled it the whole way through, the whole pace of the game. And I have to give credit to a number. Again, you talked about the versatility, but Scream looked really good in a lot of times on that banana position.
He's one of the players, like, he had a massive 2014 and 2013. Everyone's saying, like, he's one of these great fraggers, but I haven't been too convinced recently. But that performance on CT side of Inferno, that looked really strong. If you can have a player who's reliable for 1 or 2 frags towards Banana, that's so valuable for your team, and he was delivering almost every single time. So I was very, very quietly impressed with him.
So Existence lives on, but is the curse broken? It's going to be basically a best of 1 at this point between Virtus Pro and G2. Richard standing by with the desk.
Standing by indeed, gentlemen. So it went the way we thought it did. That was, of course, G2 picking up the win on Inferno, and that means that we've now got a decider coming in another epic series. Today we're on the analysis desk here enjoying the action. It's Fiflaren, Yanko, and Thorin. So, again, we called that one, but it was still a little bit dicey at times for G2, not vintage stuff. Virtus Pro did fight, but in the end, their experience on that map told for the French team. So, your thoughts?
I think on this particular map, if you compare it with Train, they looked a lot more organized here. You saw Scream as well having some good rounds. Overall, I think they just had a better game plan coming into it, not losing without a fight. Obviously helped that they won both pistols as well. But yeah, for G2, if they can keep this up coming into Cobblestone, sure, this uphill spiral for them as well. So who else played good? Scream and I forgot the name. Is it Shocks?
and Shocks.
It was Shocks, right? Yeah, sorry. I was thinking about Smith first, but
been a long day. Who's that other player? Just Shocks, one of the greats.
The thing is, just to note as well, like I was saying coming into the game that Pasha and Snacks had to play good.
Yeah.
Pasha actually stepped up this game. This whole Inferno game, he actually played really well. Something that we haven't seen from Pasha, like Yanko was saying coming into the pregame before, is like Pasha, again, coming in 2014, I would say probably the best player, right? This was when he was the primary opper for VP. Obviously, things went down. He stepped down from being the primary opper. Neo took over. And after that, he's been very, on the down low. And that, a player like Pasha is something you need when you want to pick up wins. And he actually stepped up. It's just... you need at least 2 players stepping up when you play a team like G2 because they're also very stacked. Shocks, early 2000 or late 2013, and even when it was Nenvi, one of the star players of the team, right? And then you also have a player like Scream coming into 2014 when I was playing for Epsilon. I mean, one of the best aimers in the world.
Everyone raved about him.
Yeah.
And look how that turned out. So.
No, but and we were talking about it was the same with Alu as well, where you have a player like that to that caliber when he's on lesser teams. And ever since Scream even joined G2, he's never been the player that they were talking about that he was. Him having games like these is key for G2, and he will obviously need to step on Cobblestone as well.
All right. So, Yanko, what did you notice?
I mean, it was obvious that G2 is much more comfortable on this map and that VP is not as comfortable. They did look more structured, but in the end there were a lot of close rounds that could have went, either way, and if they did went VP's way, we would have had a much closer game. It was lucky in a sense for G2 that they had a great start in the first half. They were up 5-0 because towards the end VP was the one who managed to win the first half with a score of 8-7, and that's not something you see too often. And usually when a team has a 5-0 start, they end up with winning something maybe even as 10 rounds. So I think that Cobble is going to be exciting. I think it's going to be a close map, even though VP is favored, but I'm sticking with the G2 prediction.
Okay, so Thorin, your thoughts about what you've seen on Inferno, but again, looking forward to Cobblestone as well, the deciding map.
On Inferno, I mean, you saw the difference in quality on the map. Like, there's a reason why this is one of the best maps for G2, and you see Virtus Pro will still always be iffy on this one. I always say this map for me really tells me if they're in like the plow mode. If they're in the plow and they win on this, then yeah, they can beat anyone and they can win any map. But their game's not really on at the moment. Their map pool, it has shrunk a lot from the glory days. And remember where they could play almost everything that was out there. I think the difference in this map is G2 looked a lot more controlled. Like their rotations on the map much better. And also, it felt like they won all the big clutch rounds. I mean, there's so many where people got away on 1 health, or people would, like the guys from VP were like 1 bullet away from winning the round, and they never ever got that round that they needed to really turn the match in their favor. Like Yanko's saying, yeah, they won the half, but it was CT half on Inferno. The thing is, if you're good on Inferno, you can get the win on either side. So it's not a map where it's like you have to do the big streak on one half. So 7 was more than enough. Yeah, good performance by G2 overall, but I mean, it's definitely a positive sign that Pasha turned up that way. I mean, you're going into Cobblestone now. I think Train and Inferno are both better maps for G2 than Cobblestone is, so I'm not feeling G2 overall. Like, it's a good sign that people are winning clutches. Their confidence seems pretty good. They never looked shaken even when VP did a comeback, but I feel like this is the map where, unfortunately, the old pattern rears its head again. They choke a little bit. The existence teams don't get it done, and it's just a disappointment, sadly, but it will be nice. Obviously, here's the way I would set it up. If VP get through, it's nice to see a legendary team still make it to the playoffs, and maybe they can make a little bit of noise there, because we've never seen them against a team like Luminosity. And obviously, the other way around would be historic. If an existence team did get out finally after only making it out at the first one, 8 majors ago, actually. So either way, it'll be very interesting for the historical impact of it. And so I'm thinking it's going to be Virtus Pro still.
Yeah. Well, interestingly enough, I was talking to the Luminosity guys at the hotel, and they were like, "We've never played Virtus Pro in a competitive setting, so will be interesting indeed." But lost my words. I'm gonna scoots. We will wait and see what happens. Thanks a lot for your thoughts, gentlemen. And from us on the analysis desk, as you can probably tell, we're getting a little bit tired and our voices are a little bit hoarse, so we're gonna be done for the night. And Puckett's gonna close out the show from the stage. So we will see you bright and early tomorrow. In the arena, which we're really looking forward to get to. Anyway, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to have the deciding map in this series between Virtus Pro and G2. So don't you go anywhere.
I just feel lucky in life that there was one point in my life 15 years ago when I had a dream, when I had a target which I want to achieve, and now I'm here. It took me 15 years.
Jako mały chłopiec Wiktor był bardzo wesoły, towarzyski. Pomagał swoim kolegom, koleżankom.
My friends from the early school introduced me to the Counter-Strike. First 2 months of playing Counter-Strike, this was the most important thing for me, to be the best in Poland. Just imagine that I had to travel like 1 hour by bus to internet cafe to play, like from here to the other side of Warsaw.
On the beginning, we have just only internet cafes when we played Counter-Strike, because not everyone had an internet connection at home.
I feel that there was a moment when I was sitting in the internet cafe and I saw the news about CPL tournament, where I saw that there is a Swedish team playing against American team in USA for money. I was like, okay, how can I get there? That's how it started rolling for me. I was like, okay, I need to find a team. I need to be the best in Poland. I need then to travel to Europe, to USA. Like, I need to be on these tournaments. I want to beat these guys.
On od zawsze właśnie dążył do tego, by być najlepszy. I bardzo ciężko znosił porażki. Już do najlepszego liceum poszedł, tam dążył do tego, by mieć najlepsze oceny. W każdej dziedzinie, w której zaczął, czy w edukacji, czy w sporcie innym niż gry komputerowe, zawsze chciał być najlepszy.
Taz and Neo was on the opposite sides. They were main gamers, and they said, you know what, okay, maybe we do not like each other, but together we can play better, we can do something with the best teams in the world.
Whatever we did, whatever team we have, it's always me and Neo in it. As you can see now, we are playing with Philip for 11 years together. We are the pieces for each other which we are missing to actually achieve success in Counter-Strike. When we won the WCG in Monza, Italy, our team was very new. Nobody really expected us to be as good as we became later, and we just destroyed the opposition. We went against the best Korean team, we beat them. We went against the best Danish team, who were one of the favorites. Then we went to the final to face the Swedish, and they were really strong. We managed to win 2-1, struck the whole world, you know. We are here, okay? Poland is on esports scene, hello. So that felt really amazing.
I myślę, że on raczej takim jest patriotą, że z tym zespołem chce zwyciężać dla kraju, raczej pieniądze idą niżej. Raczej on o tym zapomina, tylko jego pasją jest, żeby zwyciężać, żeby być w czołówce.
I think he's a captain. He's a player who really wants to win. He wants to play in the best team in the world. He wants to be one of the best players in the world. He's a Rambo.
What makes a great leader is in Counter-Strike or in esports is the same what makes you a great leader in other things in life. You need to put people before yourself. I just hope that at the end, when I stop playing, that I will have this feeling of accomplishment, that I will feel that, okay, so in 1.6, when I wanted to become one of the best players, I succeeded, I made it happen. And I want to have the same feeling in CSGO, but as I always said, I want to be successful with a team more than I want to be successful as a player. The most important part for me outside of the game is to be good to my family, to take care of my family and friends. I think that's the most important part in life, is to cherish your family and friends. I told myself that I will retire only if I would not feel the fun. I want the competition to come back to the old days, I want Neo, I want Forest, Get Right, I want them on top. You know, I want everyone from the golden 1.6 era. I want us to dominate again, and I want to be part of it. I just want to prove everyone that even though I lost all my hair, that I can still dominate all the youngsters. I feel like maybe my best years are still ahead of me. At this stage, I feel that everything is so clear, like what I want to achieve, where I am, and how I want to do it. I'm here to prove everyone that there is still no age barrier in esports.
The oldest active player in Counter-Strike, Taz. Between that and the Pasha special, you can see why there's so much heart in this team and how much fans they have around the world.
Absolutely. A great story there, spanning 15 years. And
I like how he says that even though he's lost his hair, he wants to prove that he can still dominate the youngsters. It's too bad Moses didn't have that kind of ambition because he gave up really early.
Still firing shots at Moses. It's just relentless today.
I'm sorry.
Anyway,
He knows I love him.
You're catching up on the age wing. 27 today. You're getting there, to be fair.
It's true.
We
It's
all
about
are.
as old as I'm going to get.
Yeah.
I think it's look, I mean, this team does have a lot of heart, and to think that they are on the cusp of elimination, to think that they're playing G2, formerly the Titan roster, who has players who have not only won a major as recently as last year, I guess it's been more than that. It's DreamHack Winter 2014 with LDLC when Shocks and Smiths were part of the winning team for that major. It's Existence again who you kind of look at. It's him that has to get to the group. I mean, this is a big storyline no matter which way this goes with the caliber and experience of these two teams.
Well, here we go then. It's going to be Cobble to finish things off here. The winner will be going through the quarterfinals tomorrow at the Nationwide Arena. It's a fast play from GT going into that drop-down area. Going to be exchanging frags all over the place, but finding three themselves. Now a 4-on-2. Scream and Smiths with a full retake to do here. Scream can't find a single frag. And now Smiths with an impossible situation. Diana will be planting the bomb momentarily. A very quick round there, Matt, to kick us off. I'm not sure Smiths has many options here. I would say saving the body armor is probably going to be the best option here.
Yeah, and that's looking to be what he wants to do. So Virtus Pro will strike first. They will take first blood. Remember, Cobblestone, fairly balanced map in many ways. In fact, it's commonly T-side oriented, depending on it's team to team. Obviously, some teams more strategic than others, more T-sided than others. But it's definitely a map where it can be, I would say, sort of 9-6, 8-7 is common. So it's not like there's a cushy lead. It's not like anyone's going to take an advantage of anything. I mean, look at Navi as well. Commonly have lackluster CT sides, and yet still one of the best teams on it because their T side's so good. So it's going to be a game that until the end, it's not like we can read anyone's progress in it.
Well, VP do kick things off in emphatic fashion, not messing around whatsoever. Only one frag found. Smiths did get a couple, but there's going to be the force buy coming in from G2. They've gone for the MP9s. CZ's MP9's been a heavily used weapon. I'd love to see the stats of this event and see how many kills were obtained by it. Let's see, we go round number 2. 3 AKs for VP, 2 SMGs themselves will be heavily favouring towards the mid area as well. It's going to be one player over towards B, that'll be Pasha, just trying to make a little bit of a distraction here. The boost for Smiths, they're going to have the drop down for now, but VP have been detected.
Drops off that wall, has to run out toward long because he can't get back through the stables. He's got RPK there to support this, but this is actually all a ruse. This is all a fake trying to force a rotation. Neo's going to sit by and at least take down Smiths, but this should indicate that they are falling away from this. Oddly enough, Scream and Existence are trying to push up rather than rotate back over, so it's going to be Shocks alone on the B site. Pasha's already down the drop. Taz with bomb and Snacks, Bialy, and now Neo joining in are all heading out long, but Shocks finds the first kill. It's the MP9 that's looking to shut things down. Shocks gets Bialy and suddenly Scream. He's giving them a real chance in this. Taz gets bombed down, but they still have to find footing in this, and Neo luckily hasn't dropped away from this platform. He can play the long angle with the AWTB, but he needs to bail out Snacks. He needs to give him support, but he might just do it himself. A good double dink onto 2 players behind the rock. Taz falls, and they're actually going to get this round.
Okay then, so that MP9 doing some serious work. It's Shocks that finds 2 to start the deficit for VP, and then they're just forced to get the bomb down that situation. It was a 4-on-2. They managed to find 1 frag, but what a round from G2 there, coming to life, picking up AK-47s as well. And a round it looked like they were completely out of after VP found the first kill towards the danger zone. They go back towards B, and the Shocks shuts them down. He's had a great series so far, and he continues his form on the second map here. So after losing the pistol, G2 bouncing back. And VP have the option to force into this with the Tech 9s, but I would say going with the 8Ks next round, considering they got the bomb down the last, would be the better option here. Looking like we'll be going for a more modest buy. Taz with the Desert Eagle, some P250s coming out, but not a single bit of utility purchase. So this is a great opportunity for G2 to use those MP9s and farm a little of extra money here as VP do start to make their way towards B. I was about to say that Snacks will be taking the bomb towards the A side of the map. Just waiting for any aggression coming out from the CTs to begin with.
And there you see it in the graphic. Series tied 1-1 nationwide on the line. Pasha behind the smoke, going to get flashed in. Or they're flashed against, excuse me. It looked like they were trying to flash in Shocks. Not going to go on that. Pasha's going to wait in the corner. This Molotov's going to force him out, and it's perfectly timed with the smoke to dissolve so that he would have been in the open. He would have been caught in transition. Scream goes back in for the face. Needs to be a little bit careful because there are two against him. Does find the further away player, Taz. Gets a good damage. Okay, on to Pasha. Follows it up. So smooth and stylish, is he not?
Absolutely, I agree. 5-on-3 now, and Terrorists don't really have much to work with. PC50s in the Deagle, smoked out and lost 2 frags already. Smiths takes down Neo as well. And they've got full control of every situation presented towards him so far. Only Scream taking a little bit of damage, but he's already found 2 kills, so he's absolutely fine with that. Bialy has got towards the drop-down zone. And Snacks making his way towards middle as well. Bialy drops, and this should be the final frag coming in for Smiths as well. So very clean so far. Clinical stuff from G2, keeping all 5 players alive. And we go into round number 4, and as I said, in the previous round, that eco means they could get the AKs in round number 4 here. So AK-47s, Bialy will be joining them momentarily as well, I'm sure, yet to buy. And G2, this is the bonus play we're talking about, keeping those SMGs in play. But there's plenty of opportunities for close-range combat on Cobble. Obviously, you have towards Long A, there's a lot of stacks towards there, drop down especially as well. We'll see how they decide to operate with these lesser weapons.
Lesser weapons, but lesser smokes on Virtus Pro's side, which could be an issue. They're going to let Pasha work on his own over toward B. There are 4 players there from G2 early, and again, that has to do with the timings of spawns on this map. If you get a good enough spawn, you can actually beat the counter-terrorists to the drop room for sure, but not only that, the connection point at long on B, so you kind of have to give it some early attention. They've rotated off of it afterwards. Smith that's inside of this danger position. He's in no man's land, caught out. So 1 SMG that was saved, already gone down. RPK has to go more passive inside of the site. Decent Molotov. That actually forces Neo out. He's caught on the wrong side of it. Bomb! It's down inside of the site, and now they can rotate. They can secure this. RPK does an excellent job with 2 kills.
Yeah, where's the refrags there? It's going to come down to a 3-on-3. RPK doing some massive work here, but VP coming to life. Take down 2, and now just Shocks. Left in a very difficult situation, 3-on-1.
And Snacks was an excellent kill because he took down Existence on the rotation before he even arrived. So there was no support for RPK, no chance for the refrag on his death, and that allows the bomb picked up, planted, and the boot firmly on the other foot. Shocks with only the MP9. So like you said, the bonus, the Jaden, it's not going to work out this time, but it does mean they'll buy into the next. And it's kind of a interesting situation with the way the lost round bonus works and the fact that it builds up. Every round you lose, you gain an additional $400 on top, or excuse me, $500 starting at $1,400, go to $1,900, $2,400. Up to a total of 5 rounds. It's kind of a weird thing in CS that the situation is if you can reset them early. Now this one's already a little bit off because of an eco buy, but if you reset them early in the half, you actually can build up a substantial lead in economy on your own, and it's kind of an ideal situation. This, you've already pointed it, Henry. I don't know. You and I don't like this.
Oh, this round, I don't actually minded this round. It's normally the auto sniper comes out of more of a desperation or a last minute like sort of change of methodology, but the auto sniper this early, I think it's more of a massive surprise factor. I think it's pretty cool that Smith is bringing this so early. He's going to be holding down towards middle. Can be great for when people do smoke attacks here, but let's concentrate on Pasha as he's trying to make his way out towards upper B. The bomb, on the other hand, though, will be making its way towards long A. Flash is coming over, and this is where Smiths may get tested. He has got an auto sniper alone towards the A bomb site, kind of camping up and see if he can get a little bit of intel while the rest of his team are on the B side. Pasha's done enough work for now to keep them at bay.
Smith gets one with it, so he's proved us wrong. See if we can find more of those. Still on the balcony, perfectly timed flash, nearly gets caught out by it. Bialy gets in a position, but Scream, he goes undetected. Now the auto sniper comes back out. It's traded, but it's 2 kills for Smiths. Pasha's going to try and play forward to this door, cut them off before they can re-enter, but that puts a lot of pressure on Taz to hold from the balcony. Existence spots Pasha walking across, and it's all Taz coming from all angles. 4 against him. Finds the first. That's an isolated man in RPK. Actually gives him a chance to re-peek again. solo on Existence, but it doesn't work out.
Yeah, the order sniper coming up trumps there. I would have preferred more of an execution from VP at that stance, but the fact they've got to all the way towards the end of long A and middle presence as well, they could have done more of the smoke grenades and taken Smiths out of the game, but he steps up massively and gets those 2 kills. The order sniper is recovered, and Shox has the AWP as well, so their money's going to be great. That was a big round for them. Had they lost, it could have been a double eco, but they win the round. Bomb does get planted for VP, the extra $800 coming into their bank accounts. And looking at the money, they could force this if they really wanted to. I'd prefer if they didn't, just get the upgraded pistols and have a nice healthy buy going into the 7th. So this should be more of a throwaway round. You can see they have 3 smokes here. This basically means they can go towards B, they could do the wall of smokes onto the bombs and try and get a plant down, or they could go towards long A and do what I just suggested before, but it's looking like the former, going towards the B site. Smokes all over the site, try and plant in any sort of situation, but Scream's getting boosted up on the tree. This means he can look over the bomb site and presumably lock them down. This is a perfect counter for what they have in mind.
And this is exactly the situation I was talking about. It's looks different on the scoreboard because Virtus Pro won the pistol, but it's the 3-1 reset, gives G2 a really good chance. Drop down, Existence, late to get back into drop. It actually lets one cross over. He's already gone through the windowsill, and they won't have spotted him. So Bialy taking Existence back on this trade gives really good positioning to Snacks because he's already gotten inside the balcony on the A site. The problem is that the bomb's in the hands of Bialy on the B site.
Sneaking, though. They don't seem to know where he is. And Shox is rotating towards A as well. They can cause enough chaos
Snacks,
towards
isn't
A.
it? Oh, Neo got Smiths. The one man who was so far away. Screams is rotated. You're right, though. Bialy, it's worked out. I was going to say if Snacks could have found that kill, he could have come back to support, but Bialy finds the 1 kill he needs. Bomb goes down. They're only going to realize this late. It's going to be at least 7 seconds before RPK can rotate, and Screams even further away because he went through the B tunnels. So Bialy, despite not having armor, an M4 picked up, has done an excellent job.
Yeah, well, he's got an M4. And now he's sat in the smoke as well. Great position to find 1 frag and rotate, but Scream coming in for the pincer as well. Bialy needs to find an S-kill very quickly. This is his chance. Gets the first. Now Scream coming from platform as well. Will take him down. A great opportunity for Bialy, but will be Scream to take the final victory there. And get the 4th round on the board for VP, sorry. But what a round that was. So many smokes and mirrors used to get the bomb down.
Such a good position. I mean, that kill could have swayed it a little bit as well because it would have been a 2-on-1 the other direction if Snacks stayed alive, but such a good position for Bialy to play that off angle on the first man. He just had no idea Scream was coming back around from tunnels.
Yeah, very well coordinated from G2 there, so they continue their rampage here. Still, I was about to say have the auto sniper. It's actually double AWP set up here on Cobble now. Drop the auto sniper and VP without the AWP. 5 AKs for them. A full arsenal of utility though as we're into round number 7. And Smith's left alone towards that A side once again, obviously one of the AWPs. And Neo will be hunting out towards mid and seeing what's available. It looks like more of a fast play though from VP. They are going to be sending 3 players towards the upper platform, nading everything they can towards that area. Now going to be falling back and just readjusting themselves. More of a default play incoming perhaps.
Excuse me. I was going to say the seemingly choked a little bit here, Henry. But I was going to say the advantage of having that one-on-one in the last round means the economy has been chiseled away from G2, so they actually could get back into this game quite quickly. Virtus Pro. Asha, though, was looking passively at Shox that gets aggressive, and Neo finds the kill. Puts pressure on RPK because he's got to throw out the smoke, but they have rotated the 3rd man over early. A's wide open with only Smiths watching, and AWP to do so, though it's still quite strong, and Scream to get Pasha. Bialy gets one in return, but trades favor the CTs. Watch Snacks in all of this. They've gone for the wall of smoke. RPK's worked in its favor, but Snacks is looming. The problem is now they can't find RPK either, and it goes back to a basic setup and the fact that RPK can't backstab him. And they find the entrance. Smiths, he's come over with the AWP as well. Snacks has RPK down. It's all on this AWP. No smokes to cover the cross. Bomb needs to get in position. They're going to throw it down to Snacks. Allow Neo to hold the angle. He's got the higher HP, remember, in all of this.
Yeah, Smith stuck behind the boulder now. Bomb will be planted in the default position. And Smith with the open hand got such a difficult task, but he's found the first kill on the Snacks as well. He's jumping. He didn't realize he was that close. Now it comes down to the one-on-one. Neo, the mind games begins. Will he go for the face here? Of course he will. As soon as the defuse comes in, he faces straight away. Knows he won't have time to scope up in that situation. Very nice play from Neo. And what a round it was from VP as well. Going into that B side, they saw Shock getting boosted up. It was Neo that actually ripped his head off, and then they executed in. Lots of equal trades coming in. And Smiths did what he could with the AWP, found the first frag, and this is the shot from Neo onto the AWP of Shock. See, don't think he knew what the hell happened to him. And like you said, the economy has been worked down so much, it will be on an eco, even after having a double AWP set up last round. So they will be, potentially, is this a force buy? It actually is, you know, so 3 players have fully forced into this. Smiths and RPK keep about $1,000 in their bank accounts, but CZs, 5.7s, body armor, and some smoke grenades to try and take down VP here.
Fades in. Smith's hit. Down to 77, trying to play an aggressive angle behind the smoke at long A. Catch them off guard. This could work for Existence. He spotted the foot. He spotted the gun barrel of Bialy. The boost up actually works at drop. That's an AK picked up as well. So now they've got at least one gun to work with the man advantage. Snack still has bomb over toward the courtyard. Smiths hasn't been spotted out here at long, though. And Neo and Taz are already in toward danger. Neo's the one with the SMG, so he should be the one to check the corners, but I don't even know if they'll consider the fact that Smiths could be behind them. Thankfully they are. Taz has gone back that direction.
Smiths is about to die. There it is. Execution from Taz straight in the back of the head. And now they have control of the map. They don't need to overcommit to this, but Neo seems to have other ideas. RPK does spot him. Going to be dancing around this fence area. It's going to be Neo, I was about to say, to find the kill. He gets down to 9 HP. Taz helps him out. And now just Shock's waiting on the bomb site on his Existence, and Scream rotates in from A.
Taz gets Existence on the drop in. Snacks, good drive-by shot with the P250. Look at the positioning, though, from Shocks. He's gone undercover a little bit in the back of the site, overlooked entirely, denies the bomb plant, but ample opportunity and time to take down Neo. That had been a little bit later in the round. That could have been interesting, but works out. Virtus.pro's back into this.
Yeah, that force buy from G2 not really working out too well. They do get a couple of kills, but ultimately VP take it to 4-4. And now the money situation for G2 is still pretty dire. They're going to be on to PT50s once again, and a real chance now for VP to take the lead. 5-4 if they take this round. They do have the AWP onto Snacks this time, so I'm sure they'll be aware of the situation. Would have seen that the head armor was purchased for G2 last round, and the money dictates that a fully kill will be more than likely for G2. They'll be stacking 5 players towards the B bomb side this time. The bomb is still towards that area for the Polish squad, but not going to be committing to this situation until they can work out what's going on.
With the back and forth affair, the double eco actually kind of gives Virtus.pro a really good chance to build up into this. Snacks is the one on the op this time. RPK is playing close. Pasha needs to be careful he doesn't get caught with that nade in his hand. He throws the Molotov off in the close corner. That does limit RPK's positioning. Flash in, though. He's caught one. He's going to go for the shot on Pasha. Does manage, though, in the end, Pasha to just barely get the frag back. Puts him down on 3 HP. Watch out toward Chicken Coop in this position as well. Very easy to Molotov that off. But they don't have one left on this T side. Bialy finds Scream regardless.
Yeah, 5 on 3 now.
Yeah.
Smith's, Shocks, and Existence remain. And I've got one player coming in the back. It's going to be Shocks. But these frags should be pretty simple for VP to achieve. And there it is. 2 on the bomb site, and now Shocks coming in on the rotation. Look at the HP, though, of VP. Very low indeed. Passion on 3, Snacks on 4. Could have been a couple of bullets separating those kills and made it very interesting indeed. But VP do survive. 5 plays 4 now. Money coming back into the favor of G2. WP purchase. They have been flirting the idea of double orbs. Hasn't been massively successful. VP have come to life since they've found their own orb. And now it's just going to be Smiths with the solo one. He's been playing the A bomb side by himself and allowing 4 players to go towards B. They haven't mixed it up too much. You can see on the screen now, that's where RPK went for the YOLO play on the upper platform. Did do a lot of damage, but unable to find the kill.
YOLO is just carpe diem for stupid people, Henry.
That's very true.
This time a little more aggressive and fast play over on to A. It's going to be Smith, so good positioning in danger. No refrag. He's got the angle held as well. He's already scoped in. They need to be careful in this situation, but Snacks fools Smiths. He thinks they've all run by, that they've given up on him, and Snacks just waits for the repeak. Look at what it's done. No one out toward long. Bialy walks in. The entrances all work out, and it's Neo and Snacks that will close it.
This is the problem with the one player towards the A bomb side. As soon as VP has worked that out, they're doing a full-on A rush. Smiths manages to get one. I would say as soon as you get that one kill, you know there's a lot of players there. You want to get the hell out of there. And he didn't fall back. He decided to face Snacks with a lovely shot, drive-by with the AWP. And they took over the site there. Smokes go down to the connector and just a complete rampage on the A bomb site. And G2 now, after losing 4 in a row, going to be... Is this another Rika coming in? Shocks is fully invested with an MP9 and armor.
Sure, why not?
So
I don't understand that because everyone else stays at $2 grand. He goes to 850.
Like, he'll be a maximum loss bonus next round anyway, so he'll still have enough to buy. Wouldn't be a fantastic buy, be enough for Famus and etc. But Scream coming in with a fantastic deagle shot on the Neo. Snacks takes him down in the end, so it is a 4-on-4, still heavily favouring VP, obviously. But Shocks did do some serious work at the MP9 in previous rounds, you remember. So let's see if he can replicate that form once again.
Smiths. Down he goes, though. Tries to go for a fast peek on the player that was behind the door. He did hear it, but Snacks was holding. straightforward and slowed down considerably. Shox hasn't been able to do anything with this SMG. I mean, that's right. You did say it. They have the max loss bonus. If he could find a couple kills with the SMG as well, build up the bank.
Yeah, he needs 1 kill for a decent buy. If he goes down without 1, then it's pretty dire with Famises and lack of utility, but it's not the end of the world. VP now 6 plays 4, 4-3 situation, and they're going to be slowly making their way to the B side. Pasha leading the charge here, and go for this first kill. I would say he'll kill Shox here. I can't see a world where he won't, as Shox does get away with the small timings out. I think he has been spotted now. It should be dealt with momentarily. There it is. Pasha does take him down. 4-on-2. Bomb side open. RPK behind that boulder. Just going to get punished for that position. Now existence. The 5-7 taken down by Taz as well. So there it is. 7 plays 4 now. We'll have a look at the money for Smiths. Sorry, for who was it? It was Shox. Sorry. So he has 4,200 still. So yeah, it's not a huge deal considering the money he has left over. We'll just have a lack of utility. You see 1 kit purchased for existence, and Shox just has 1 smoke grenade.
Money's massive on the VP side, though. 10K now for Bialy. Lowest player right now is Pasha with 75. I mean, that's still significant, isn't it?
Tons of cash.
I don't want that much money.
One day.
I have to charge what Paula does to get that.
No one can do that. Anyway, boost coming in for RPK towards the top of middle. Actually, a nice time to bring this in. We have seen some very fast rounds from VP, and G2 have been going for that A setup with just Smiths there, no one else backing him up. So trying to rectify that setup right now. Playing more of a focused approach towards the drop-down area. Existence is firmly looking towards that area. And see Smiths with the AWP towards middle, just trying to bait in RPK.
Pasha's waiting for anyone to push as well. The Molotov buys a bit more time, but they are baiting out the initial utility. Smoke's going to go. There's still 4 of them up, though, on G2 side, and they have a minute to use those in. So they're playing it all right. They're actually buying a lot of time right now on this CT side. Neo is the only one playing over toward A. He's going to try and lurk, find someone unaware. They've gone away from that 1 player on A as well after that round where they lost. Smith's RPK's back over there. Smith's has gone more passive. It Screams rotating really early on this, so this is all right because they haven't seen anything over toward B. Virtus Pro can take advantage of this situation. Shox has gone passive as well on the long entry, so Pasha's going to have free reign when he walks in. He's gotten back in behind the statue, but now they go, and the AWP as well. Neo's got 1 on RPK. Here's the rotation. This is perfect.
It's where it gets confusing for the CTs. Neo's managed to take down RPK. That was the boost player as well. Screams was headed back, but the thing is VP are on the upper platform with the bomb as well. Smoke's come in now. Shox needs to step up massively here. He's in position, gets the first one. Can he make it 2? The bomb planted in the smoke now, but Taz thinks better of it, but Smack's taking down Shox now. Does give him a firm advantage.
Smiths tries to fire into the smoke. Wants to desperately hit someone on the other side. It does give room for existence to move up through the alleyway, but that doesn't work out. It's Smith, though, again, up close, nearly tries to get the second shot into Taz. There was not time to get that gun primed and ready once more. Scream, though, there it is. No him for his 1 taps. It's down to Snacks, 10 HP. Smith, excuse me, Scream knows he's there, but the AWP.
Wow, Snacks there. Low HP, just had to go for the face. I thought he'd be hiding behind the box and just trying to ride the clock down, but he had better ideas. Wanted to take the fight towards Scream. Like you said, a lovely shot from him to make that 2-on-1 a more feasible situation for himself, but ultimately VPR taking the round there. That all came down to Neo, you know. Going towards that long area, he knows he can get down towards the end. Finds the first frag, gets the CTs doubting themselves in their setup. Scream on the rotate there, but VP with a lovely execution of the B side. We can have a look now at GT's money. Currently set around the 3,700 mark average.
This is a tough call. They're on 4 rounds CT side. That's not ideal.
Definitely
and
more ideal.
They're in a tight position in terms of a force buy. It seems odd to call a timeout with only 2 rounds left in the half. You know, you think you get it over with. You can instantly get to the halftime, use that extra additional 2 minutes. But they're desperate for rounds right now. This is a big deficit to have early on in the game. Remember how they started for them as well. An eco and then a reset. You'd think that they would have had a dream situation.
Looking at their money right now, I'm trying to work out what's going to be the best protocol for them. So, $3,600. The force buys so far haven't been fantastic for them. We did see that MP9 doing some serious work in round number 2, but since then it hasn't been too effective. Like, they've been struggling unless they have those AWPs and the auto snipers, which we saw early on. But I would say take the eco this time. Allow yourself to go back to potentially that double orb setup, kind of change things up a little bit. If they force bought this one, they would have SMGs and Famises, and I feel like VP would just have an absolute field day with them, and that would be the rest of the rounds going in the Polish side's favour. So I'd say take the eco here, maybe just a partial buy, go for a stack, maybe some HEs, and look towards the future. That would be my I guess that's what's being discussed in the timeout right now. What would you do, Matt?
I mean...
You'd force buy. I know you would. Come on. Admit it. No?
You know I hate force buys. In this situation, the problem is the money's so big for Virtus Pro, it's not like you're going to get a huge advantage out of this. And if you force buy and lose, like so for example, if you force buy in this and you can make them rebuy without very much money.
Oh, they are force buying. Okay.
Give it. I mean, Envious, G2, French, force buy. It all goes together.
It all works.
Point I was going to make though is if you could knock a few guns out of the terrorist side, even if you win the round and lose a lot of guns, you're still forcing them into a tight position economically.
Yeah.
Here with this force buy, if they lose anyone, they're going to be struggling to buy in the next round. And Virtus Pro has so much money, it doesn't matter. So I might have liked to see the save there and then get potentially 2 rounds out of it with a more stabilized economy.
I would agree, but there's, like you said, they only have 4 rounds so far. They need to start getting more on the board. So there's 2 arguments both sides for that.
Yeah.
Like, it's a high-risk maneuver, this one. You can see Smith has the MP7. They don't have a single kit here. They do have 4 smokes, but RPK have had a single bit of utility. He needs to be going heavy on the frags. And it's a different setup, though. I like this. A different approach. Sending 3 players towards A this time and leaving 2 towards B. That'll be Shocks and Existence holding that area. They'll be in a lot of trouble if the execution does come in towards that side of the map. But you'd assume a little fragging unit towards Danger and Long A will have to do some work here and at least just find 1 player before the execution comes in for VP.
Definitely slowed the pace up a little bit. Virtus Pro, this is often one of the things you'll see when a timeout's called by the other team. It also gives you a chance to discuss what's going to go on, maybe try and read what they're going to change and then adapt to it. So right now they're not letting any aggression come through from G2, just holding angles.
VP are just dissecting the map right now. You can see Bialy's trying to feel out drop-down room and see if there's any presence there whatsoever. Once he establishes there isn't, they probably will get someone like Snacks into that area and just leave him there before anything else happens. But Shocks and Existence trying to do what they can now. Shocks boosted up on towards the upper platform, hoping to get baited in. That's the drop-down control coming in. This is very deadly for VP. Once they have this, they know they can do some serious work with it. Bialy great at getting these entry frags, and here comes the first exchange. Pasha doing a lot of damage onto Shocks now. This is where it becomes a problem. Bialy coming in as well. Shocks on low HP. The round's about to fall apart, but he does find 1. Can he get 2? He can't. Pasha takes him down.
Kill from Pasha to get because it allows him back into the site. Neo's late, but he does get Scream, who found 2 immediately before, and crucially so, to get that refrag. Because that allows the bomb to go down. Smiths is in good position right here. Good read from Taz. Throws the flash out, but he's caught with a nade. He has to hit the shot, Smiths. He's a little bit late doing it with the MP7, and that allows the Molotov to be thrown. Buying more time for Neo, who has an AK directly on the site. No kit as well for Smiths. MP7 from this range dropping in. Surely going to switch weapons. No, he's going to stick with this. He wants the movement. He wants to try and run. He wants to try and force the fight with Neo, who's not going to peek. Buy more time. Smiths is working around, though.
Oh.
Nearly gets in an angle where that MP7's favorable.
Smith's doing what he can, and like you said, I'd probably prefer to have upgraded the weapon, but you have to consider not a single kit was purchased with the CTs there. He just wanted to run at his target, and hopefully he could just find him down and get the full spray, but wasn't meant to be, and this is the nightmare situation now. For G2, they have got maximum loss bonus, of course, after losing, I think it's 7 in a row now. So, Famis's once again have got M4s. Still very difficult scenes for them as we go into round number 14. Current scoreline is now 9 plays 4. And Snack still the AWP. I think it's that fast A round coming in as Taz is going straight to those mid doors, spraying through, seeing if they can find any damage here. Scream can hear them from Danger, and he will be faced any second now. Same setup as last round.
Very different from that of Virtus Pro, though. A little bit more attention on that A side. The alley's going to go. Taz as well. They're through this doorway, and Scream's going to fall. Now, it's Scream that fell. They know he's not the traditional player on this site. I don't think they'll be sucked into the fact that it's only going to be one on the A site, and Smith gets a refrag. So this should slow it down. VP's not going to fall victim to this.
Yeah, this is a chance for VP now just to really put the brakes on. You can see not a single bit of utility now for G2. Just the rifle is going to take pure fragging here to get them back into this round. VP still have 2 smokes, Molotovs as well. They could go into a little execution here, get control of the drop-down zone once again. It's looking like they will be doing that as Pasha does get upper platform control, and Shocks is the only player towards B as well. Snack's doing a great job of just gaining enough attention towards the A side of the map.
Existence and Smiths can't leave. They definitely can't leave now because RPK gone. Smith's going to go to Cannons. Existence is waiting for the call from Shocks, and he'll now get it. Smiths has to rotate over. Snacks is holding the angle from the bottom of mid as well. This gets even more awkward.
Smiths can't even rotate over the other side.
Try and save, which actually means that, yeah, that. Okay, well, not that, but almost that.
Almost. would have been good. But it was a lovely play from them. You can see that it's toying with GT right now. They know exactly what's going on. GT with no utility whatsoever. They can't control any sort of situation, just hoping someone runs into their crosshair. But Snack's doing fantastic work, distracting towards danger and middle, finding kills left, right, and center. That's going to be his second of the round, and Existence left of an M4 towards long A. And you can see how much money VP have. It's definitely worthwhile them going to find him. This is round number 14. They want to make sure G2 have nothing to work with going into the last. Double figures once again for VP. Existence finds one, but should be dealt with here. He might be able to survive. Actually picks up the AWP as well. That's actually pretty good. All things considered, if he can save that weapon, at least boost the economy somewhat of G2. So round number 15, they have the AWP. You presume they'll give that over to Smiths. And he needs to step up this round. Whether they boost him up towards the upper platform, he goes straight up towards middle. I'd prefer him to go towards mid, just go for that straight up intel and see if he can find the first pick and fall back. That's pretty much all they can hope for here. Once again, everything's lacking. Famas' one kit. Don't have all the utility in the world. Let's see what they can do with this one.
Smiths is waiting for the angle with the AWP, but it's Pasha. Apparently we've lost game sounds. I've lost game sounds, hopefully.
I have lost them as well.
Well, that's all right. Just more emphasis on our pretty voices.
No, we're back now.
Either way, yeah, it's going to be Pasha that was looking toward to go to long B. He's slowed it. Snacks is going to hold it. So Pasha, this is similar to what you see. We talked about this on Cash yesterday, Henry, with the A main setup where one player looks away. They're intentionally looking backwards to avoid a flash, and the AWP player holds it.
Sure.
Goes for the fast shot with the flash, and then Pasha turns to try and push against anyone that wants to get aggressive. It's not really going to play out, but just goes to show you how much emphasis, little details they put on controlling the map, these very key areas. And Pasha's already made it out underneath the archway from a T side, so this is actually quite good. They won't be able to spot that from drop down room, and Scream's not going to have the information yet from Chicken Coop. He will be able to spot him once that's relayed, but the attention's still on the A site right now. The emphasis from 4 Virtus Pro players. Pasha's going to try and do exactly what Neo did, what Snacks did last round, and distract. Good Molotov as well. That'll force Scream out. The smoke means that Pasha's got to stay a little bit more wide, but he does get that shot. Meanwhile, though, it's all going the way of G2. On the A side, Existence finds Pasha. That's the lurk player, but that does mean he's rotated. So there is only 2 still on this A site, and Bialy's at stables. He's not yet spotted, but Smith does come to the awareness that he's there, and Snacks has to rotate back, bomb in hand. And although they've rotated away, there's not enough time for him to beat them. So as soon as Existence is aware of this, he's back on B at the exact same time.
Yeah, he still can do something with this. It's the last round. It's like do or die right now. We'll be going for the first kill, but he should be dealt with momentarily. Now doesn't have time to plant. Gets the first kill. Makes it a little bit interesting, I guess, but it's G2 getting their 5th round there. So just great crossfire. That's what they probably need to be doing earlier stages of the game. It felt like they were relying heavily on the Smith setup towards A so many times, and once that was caught on by VP, they started exploiting it, and then they never really got the money to actually adjust their setup there, G2. But finally get the 5th round on the board. It's enough to work with. Obviously on the CT side, it's very difficult to get rounds. So not out of the woods just yet, VP. Double figures is great on the T side, but there's no reason why GT can do it straight back to them. Pistol will be very important, of course, for both teams. Have a look at the scorebook, at least who's stepping up. Pasha having a quieter game this time, 6 for 11 for him. Scream continuing his form we saw on Inferno as well. Yep. He's got 11 frag, considering the amount of rounds they have. He's been looking pretty strong. There it is.
It would have been nice to see more from Shocks. Pasha's also a little bit quiet in this, but 10 rounds Virtus Pro T side against a team G2 who's actually quite good at their own CT approach. I mean, yeah, this is hairy. I don't know how to read this. Again, we said this is a map that can go either way. It doesn't really lend itself to being predictable, but right now this is a huge deficit for G2 to pull themselves from. Pistol's mandatory. And the pressure's on. I was wondering if Virtus Pro, considering the slump they're in, especially with Snacks, right? Like I said, I talked to him between map 1 and map 2, and he said, you know, Inferno's easy. We should take this one quite easily. Yeah. And then they lose that. You have to think this Virtus Pro start to second-guess themselves. They start to think, man, 2016, like, all the issues we've had, suddenly it's them that's the underdog in this. But obviously they've shown up in this map.
If they get the pistol, I'd say it's almost guaranteed VP, especially if they get the 3-0. But if G2 get that, which in these sort of circumstances where when you say that seems to happen every single time, that's when things start to get interesting. It depends how VP actually handled their money situation. We saw G2 have a difficult time with that around the mid stages of this game. As soon as they lost their AWPs and they were kind of forcing up the MP9s and all that sort of stuff, that's when they started to drop off and VP really started to capitalize. Especially in the rounds, even when they had M4s, they didn't have the utility to control any situations. VP just bled them out completely. And that's how they got into this one so effectively. 10 rounds on the T-half. We are going to be getting into the second one now. We'll have a look at the buy coming in for G2. And have 4 sets of armor, shocks on towards a smoke grenade and 2 flashbangs. And I'd assume, judging by that, it's going to be something very simple indeed. We've seen a lot of teams rushing straight towards A. We'll be splitting from connector as well, but it's looking like an A attack straight down towards the mid doors. All 5 players sticking together for now. And that's going to be great because it's 4-man stack towards B from VP.
Taz goes for a boost. And then they get the call from Neo. So he's going to be on a fast flank. If Bialy and Snacks and Pasha can get back to the doorway in time to cut them off, the smoke's going to go out. This could actually favor Snacks and Neo's positions, and Neo's going to get Smith's spot. Pasha has gone down. That's the first, and Shox is aware of this. Shox catches the rotation from Taz. Good awareness from Shox. He's now going to go hunting for Neo. Still awkward inside of the site, and the fact that a smoke's out at the top of the balcony. Good play from Bialy. He gets 2. Scream falls, bombs down, and Shox has to clutch this out. You can hear them getting loud about the information, but Snacks has Shox.
That was so nicely played from VP. It looked like the perfect execution from G2 there. We have got a pause coming in.
And I think the reason we heard so much yelling to relay information is there was a headset that actually broke. Because both Pasha, yeah, I was going to say that was a lot louder than we heard. Pasha and Bialy instantly took their headsets off, and the admins are over behind VP. So I'm thinking that a headset broke, and they were trying to yell so that Bialy could hear. Because
really
it's illegal. The problem is it's illegal to take off the headset during a live round because we don't have house speakers in here per se, so they can't hear us. But we are close enough that there's that potential. So you have to leave headsets on. So that's why they were trying to relay the information. They're actually laughing about it right now.
Yeah, well, they still recover the round. Bialy with those 2 really crisp headshots there. But like as I was saying before, you noticed that.
Actually, it's TeamSpeak in general that crashed because they're looking to try and fix it right now.
Okay, cool. Well, anyway, G2 went for the full 5-man A rush there. Obviously, we see a lot of teams stacked towards B, so it's almost a perfect call from G2. They've read it very well. But Neo staying alive for so long, finds the first kill as they're making their way to the bomb site as well, just doing enough while the rotations come in. And Bialy comes to the connector doors, gets the lovely headshots there. And did they even get a plan? I don't think they did. Actually, straight up kills from VP, so this is a fantastic situation for them. G2 up against the ropes now. Need to work out how they're going to approach the next round. I'd say it's almost certain they'll be force buying with Tech 9s and a couple of smokes, considering RPK and Shox will kills.
Just go back about experience and what we said about age and wisdom on this team, Virtus Pro. A lot of other teams, when TeamSpeak dies, they find ways to, like, maybe they'll try the in-game or they'll try typing, but they'll just, TeamSpeak died, TeamSpeak died. These guys just instantly started yelling at each other as loud as possible.
I would say that's a very good point. If you have the backup of in-game comms, then you've always got that to fall back to, right? If you have that bound to another key. But yeah, or you can start screaming with soundproof headsets and see what happens.
I mean, they all instantly started laughing when the round ended because they were like, oh my God. Yeah. Especially with Shox was flanking them again. Like, that could have been really awkward if they don't make that information call correctly. But they do have headsets off. We can't analyze the buy per se. But
I kind of
excellent.
It, but
I don't think they heard you. It's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. It's all going to be good. But that's the round we said G2 massively needed. It's going to be 11-5 now. And like I said, they're probably going to force by going to it. We can't see what they've done just yet. But looking like VP actually got the headsets off still. So
actually, both teams do now, taking a bit of a breather on the G2 side.
What is up here? Watching down.
Actually, I'm wondering.
Go on.
I can see the 6th computer behind the teams.
Okay.
Which is where the TeamSpeak server is located.
Mm-hmm. Go on. Sounds like a good story so far.
And I can't see any names on the left column, which means I think
you've got good eyesight. You can see that.
I can actually. I think that the TeamSpeak crashed for both. I think the TeamSpeak altogether died.
Okay, so this could be a longer break than anticipated.
So there you go. VP starts yelling.
Well. Okay. Toilet break for everyone.
Why not? I mean, that is definitely an issue that they got to try and resolve. But even better still, for the sake of fairness, that means both teams had the same problem in the situation. So it's not like it's an excuse one to the other.
That's why there's a lot of shouting in the room, I guess. It doesn't. I couldn't work out what language it was. Obviously, you've got soundproof headsets as well, but I can just hear it coming through your microphone. So there's a lot of shouting going on.
My mic, it could have been coming through your own. You know?
Just microphones in general. You know what I mean.
Right, cool. Just blame me. It's fine.
Anyway.
Don't worry about it.
So, Matt, just as it was getting exciting, a really interesting pistol round with VP stepping out massively. I'm going to predict G2 will be force buying this round, but if they do lose that round and they have to do another full eco, that could potentially mean 13-5 in the opening stages of this one. And the closing stages of this series, I have to say, this is it. Whoever wins the second half.
Let's start traumatizing this a little bit. Existence again.
Mm-hmm. What do you want to say?
How many times? I mean,
oh, you mean in the whole
can't get out.
The whole thing, right?
Virtus Pro slump, get bodied by them in the first game, turn it around, kill Cloud9 in theirs, and you think, all right, they're back.
They look so strong in that game.
Absolutely.
So confident as well.
And you'd think, like, all right, this is it, right? Like, this. They had a bad game. It was the anomaly. They were slow. They had a bad start to the tournament. You know, whatever excuse they want to give. Then they get that game, and you're like, this is going to be a good series. And it has been a good series, but it's Virtus Pro. Again, that's on top right now. And I mean, this is incredible. That a team like this is going to keep their legend status. Of all the teams coming into this, yes, Envious was absolutely in a slump. I would have pegged Virtus Pro to be the one that would come under the most threat of losing their spot. And the analysts did as well. No one had them predicted to go through this group.
Well, they're very close right now. They've definitely got 1 foot in the Nationwide Arena so far. It's going to be 5 more rounds to do it, and potentially 2 more for free at the moment, considering the buys and the options G2 have available. No one for VP sat on their chairs whatsoever. I think we might be filling for a long time.
I do see the TeamSpeak has reconnected on the G2 side, though. I can definitely see there in the server. I see, actually, they just went into the server on the VP side. So both TeamSpeaks are back. We should be getting going anytime. I wasn't sure if I could see correctly, but now that I can see they are back in the server, it's definitely, I can confirm. I was speculating originally. I can confirm both teams crashed. Absolutely. So.
Well, thanks for clearing that up.
You're welcome. Absolutely. For everyone at home, Henry, it's not for you.
It should be about me.
Everything's about you, baby.
So we are going to be getting into this one very short. I can see the players moving once again. I'm sure the umpires will be coming in momentarily. We'll see what kind of buy coming in for G2. But definitely up against the ropes now. This means everything. Just to reiterate, whoever loses this game is out of the tournament. And the winner will be going into the quarterfinals tomorrow at the Nationwide Arena. We'll be doing this all again. Right now we're in the studio setting. The things go absolutely hyped tomorrow.
It's going to be
NA
so
Soil,
I'm
2 NA
so
teams.
pumped. My parents are showing up, Henry. That's how much hype there is.
Okay. Well, Matthew, while we kind of configure ourselves and work this issue out, it looks like we'll be going to a very quick break.
Teams are sitting back down, so it should be very quick. But this isn't. This is just commercial, pay the bills, and it should be almost ready to go as soon as we get back. So sit tight, everyone.
Także uważam, że dorastanie w małym miasteczku chociaż bywa trudne, bo nie pozwala rozwijać swoich pasji, ale jak widać, jak ktoś bardzo chce, to może osiągnąć swój cel, czego dowodem jest na przykład Jarek.
My city was very small and we don't have nothing to do there, and someday someone is opening the internet cafe. I just say to my friends, let's try the computer games.
Jest zaprzeczeniem takiego klasycznego gracza komputerowego, który tylko siedzi z nosem przy komputerze.
Jarek jest bardzo aktywnym człowiekiem, lubi ćwiczyć i...
If I have to describe Pasha in one word, it would be biceps.
When I wake up, I go straight to the gym, so my mind is fresh, and I can make a better decision in the game, in my life. Each day I don't go to the gym, I feel I am not a Pasha biceps.
Sometimes he just played bad tournaments because there is not good enough gym at the hotel, but when there is, believe me, he's playing awesome. Pasha became most popular Counter-Strike player in the world thanks to his personality, because he's not acting, he's just being himself.
Czas, kiedy Jarek przeszedł na gracza profesjonalnego, z tego bardziej amatorskiego, był dla nas bardzo trudny. Tuż przed ślubem Jarek bardzo zastanawiał się, czy kontynuować grę w Counter-Strike.
So I think it's say, Pasha, you need to make a better future for your family and to join to the normal life.
But then Neo and Taz explained him that the community is going to grow up.
Pozostawiłam tą decyzję jemu. W sumie nawet nie pytał, co sądzę. To miała być jego decyzja, to jak on czuje, czy on chce, czy nie chce.
He decided that he will come back to the team.
The government of my hometown, they asked me about the help to win the playground for the kids.
It was pretty no chance for a small city as Nasielskis, so he wrote to his fans, please guys, help me for votes, and they did it. He's just a great guy, but I would say his baby made him an even better person than he was before.
Ważne jest to, że kiedy zaczął się poród, Jarek grał. Siedziałam w drugim pokoju i wołałam: kotku, rodzę, to już. A on podnosił tylko słuchawkę i mówił: jeszcze chwilę, gram. Zakładał słuchawkę.
It was the most nervous, few hours in my life. 100 times more nervous than the most important event in Counter-Strike. So this for me was the real event in hospital. For me the hardest thing is traveling, because I leave my family.
Jest odważny, ponieważ podjął się takiej pracy, która wbrew pozorom jest bardzo trudna.
Nothing can stop me to be the best father in the world and be one of the best players in the world. I always have the fighter heart, but what motivated me the most was my dream to buy a house for my family. I never have my own room. I always the share room with my mom or my grandmother.
A to trochę na złość mnie, bo chciał udowodnić teściowi, że sobie mieszkanie kupi.
Ponieważ jeszcze rok temu nie mieliśmy żadnych perspektyw na to, żeby je mieć.
And I keep going and the dreams come true.
I think Pasha is a good example for every kid in Poland and in the small cities, because he's showing that it's not important where do you come from, but what kind of dedication you have to the thing you do. He has so much passion, he has a will to win every single tournament he's attending, and it makes him happy, because he loves the game.
I love the crowd when they...
All right, guys, we're jumping straight back into it. I'll explain the logistics of what happened in a moment, but the ruling stands on the court. Let's just put it at that for now. And we don't have much time to discuss it because already they're going to try and go back onto this A site. Good flash from Neo into the smoke. That's going to slow them down. Look how quickly they backed away from that. Good trade from RPK. But Neo gets the initial damage. Taz, excellent shot with the UMP.
There it is. It's going to be a pretty simple round here for VP by the looks of things. Shox and Smiths remain. They're going to be dropped to one player as well as Taz does get Smiths. Shox at the bomb now, Desert Eagle in hand, but 4-on-1. It was a force spy coming in from G2, but now no more.
So to explain what happened, TeamSpeak did crash for both teams. That was confirmed. Absolutely. The reason it took so long, they fixed the technical difficulty, but G2, and this is just to show you how important that round was, the significance of this game to make it to the legend status. Let's think about that, not just the quarterfinal in the arena, to make their lives so much easier for the next major. That's how much rides on this. They protested the round simply because if a kill comes in, you normally can't replay a round. That's it. But their protest was simply that if there was damage dealt, or sorry, if TeamSpeak crashed before damage was dealt, then technically speaking the round was void. So what they did is had to go back and watch the demos, time it, line it up with the TeamSpeak, see when it crashed. As it sits, the damage was done beforehand, and therefore the round stands. It's fair for both teams. So that's what took so long.
It has to be investigated properly as well. So it took a lot of time, but there's so much on the line, as you mentioned. We need to make sure everything's accounted for. Although we kind of delayed us a little bit more, this is for the greater good, and we've come to a compromise. The round does stand, and now it's going to be VP 2-0 up, and a full Eco coming in from G2 now. So it's looking like it will be 13 plays, 5 after this round. Just one PT50 purchase. That will be on Shox, and a lot of damage inflicted as well.
You made a good point as well. The admins did do everything correct. There was no shortcuts taken. They got together. They all had a meeting.
It's worth doing.
They all looked at the material, the footage, everything available to them, and made that decision. So, I mean, no one's taking anything for granted in this major.
It's not ideal, but it feels like the best compromise has come into it. But there it is.
Neo's going to watch out toward long, so still this pressure coming from G2 in that position. Taz is going to find that first kill again with the UMP, so he's built up a significant bank in these first 3 rounds of the second half. Pasha's going to come in, scream with 1. It's just him against 4. Down he goes. 13 rounds. Virtus.pro 3 away from moving on once more into that legendary status. Only once they didn't achieve, and that was at the very first major.
So we did see Smiths not fully investing into that second round force spy, so he does get the AWP this round. Same story for Neo as well. He's got the AWP, and it's no SMGs, no bonus strategies coming in from VP this round. Full rifles for both teams. There's only 3 smokes at the terrorists here, so not a full arsenal of grenades, but let's see what they bring to the table here. Neo, known to go for aggressive peeks towards the bottom of the middle. We'll see what he can bring to the table this time. We'll be doing just that by the looks of things. Likes to use that smoke towards the doors and go for a threat out base. Does spot one. RPK gets dropped in the first spotting of the terrorists there. 5-on-4 straight away, and he has time to fall back as well.
Good play to start off from Neo. Look at the aggression he still wants to show, though, toward danger. Needs to be careful of the fact that there's two CT players, or excuse me, T players out toward long. He gets caught. The jump fires, misses, and Smiths is there.
Didn't have to commit to that. After finding that first frag, like I said, plenty of time to fall back. Gets himself in position. Doesn't have a teammate to get the refrag, and Smiths capitalizes. Now it's a 4-on-4, and this normally does favor the terrorists. We'll see what they can do with this position. Got control of long A. And you've only got Taz holding him off for now. He can hear footsteps, and he needs to try and work out what's going to be the best place to hold at this point.
Going for the boost here as well at drop. So they can get an earlier read over toward B. This can start to lend itself to the early rotation. Viali going to go back over toward the A site. Again, though, you're right, Neo, just how much he gave away by bringing this back to 4-on-4, because now it still favors the offense. Good kill by Snacks, though, to take down Shox, excuse me.
Shax works.
Snacks and Shax. Shax in Esports now. Stake and energy. It's all coming full circle, but they are still approaching. Good shot by Taz early and falls away. There's no chance for a refrag.
Yeah, 4-on-2 now, Smiths and Screamer main, but Taz gets another one as well. That's the bomb dropped. Smiths just at AWP towards Stables, and he can't really do much of this. A really stellar round from Taz, and he finishes it off as well. Why not? 3 kills for him. It was Nia that opened things up, but Smiths did find him and get the return kill, but just wasn't enough there. They executed towards A. Taz getting the rotation in, and really crisp shots from him from the A bomb site. It's going to be dropping GT's money down as well. It's 14 plays 5, Matt. That was a round G2 needed, and now they've got no choice but to force into this. Tech9's head armor. 1 more for VP to get series points and nationwide points. Winner of this game does go through and find legendary status. Yeah. And considering the slum VP have been in, what a romantic storyline that'll be to make it there. G2 now, all to play for all 5 players, committing towards the B side of the map. Have got smoke grenades, flashbangs, Tech9's head armor. You'd assume a wall of smokes, and then it's trying to swarm the bomb site. Here comes the play.
BK wants to try and go through that, but a well-timed flash catches Pasha as well, but does slow them down, and Pasha's got his vision back in time. He turns around, it's 2 to drop. He gets the assist with the flames into Bialy's kill on Smiths, and Taz finds Shox at Scream with 10 HP. It's map, it's series, it's nationwide point for Virtus.pro.
10 in a row now required for G2. The money won't be fantastic. It's going to be a similar situation. Of course, they have to buy, so can get AKs, but it's just going to be AKs and armor. That's about it. 2 smokes, 3 flashbangs, a HG, and a lot of work to do. Neo with the AWP, he knows he's not going to have opposition in that respect, so he can go for that initial phase at the start of the round once more. This is looking like it's going in one direction. G2 going to be so gutted with this after coming back so strongly on Inferno. It's Cobble that slipped away from them quite tremendously as well. Switching it up as well. This is time 2 players towards A. Neo going aggressive towards that long area. And 5 players once again committed towards B. Going to be Molotov'd out for now. It's looking like they'll do a similar sort of play. 2 smokes will go over. Flashbang. And they need to rely on the frags.
Pasha's in the same position. 1 this time and done. Smiths gets the refrag. The alley finds that, but it's traded as well, and it's all on Taz. Quick rotation from Snacks. He still has control of drop. And Shox again is going to go back to watch the flank. He's read this well. He did it on the pistol, keep in mind. Even though they didn't pick up the round, but Scream getting Snacks and Shox now joining in. Should be able to get a bomb down quickly. Question is, Neo's bought so much time in this that it might work out, but Taz gone. Smiths with the kill. G2 gonna live to fight one more round potentially in this, unless Neo's got something up his sleeve. Finds the first onto Shox, gives away his position. Still no bomb plant out of this, but it's coming right now.
2-on-1 now. He does have a kit. 2 players to find with the bomb as well. Even he can find 1 kill and save, that's enough. It does enough damage to the economy, but he could actually do more of this. They don't have any idea. He didn't spot the barrel though behind that tree, and it's going to be Smith.
No, I think
surely.
he did.
Okay. I thought he would go for the wallbang in that situation. He did spot the barrel, take his head off through the tree, but
I guess they considered drop at that point, because obviously they knew he was that long when they took
of course,
the first shot.
I was wondering whether Neo actually spotted the barrel. It's so out in the open at that point, but
I would have thought for sure one would have been watching out the direction. Anyway, it works out nonetheless for G2. Like you say, another kill in that situation would have done significant damage to the economy, but G2 don't care about money. They care about rounds. They care about winning any way they can.
well, still plenty of cash here available for VP. Double orbs this time. Pasha normally playing towards that chicken coop area. Looks like a very fast strategy coming in from G2 now. All 5 players going towards mid. We saw this on the pistol. And it's going to be flashbangs coming through. Are they able to find this first frag? Neo completely flashed up. They do get it. Now it's a 5-on-4. They're going to continue with the pace and make their way towards the A site.
There's one player that's got back over in time. It's Taz who will be toward the platform. Existence is going to find Snacks, though. An awkward exchange in the smoke with a flash on top of it. Bialy gets Existence inside of it, though, and Taz is found. Taz is found at the back of the site. This opens up
Just need to
so
save
much for G2.
Just need to save. They've got plenty of a huge bed of rounds here. It's not worth trying to go for this. They definitely can't win it. So go save the weapons. See if any terrorists come on the hunt for the exit frags. But it's a very quick one from G2, mixing up the pace. They've been focusing on the B side quite heavily since the guns have come into play. This time, that's exactly what they did on the pistol round, ironically. So running straight down that mid ramp. Neo, like we said before, likes to go aggressive, likes to go for that early information. He gets early flash in the face, taken down, and then they swarm the bomb site. We saw Taz stepping up massively on that A side before, unable to take a single player down with him this time. And it's a very typical simple round. Only Existence being dropped, and this is the exit kills I was talking about. Pasha does get 1, he kills Shox. Smiths does find Pasha in the end, just Bialy remains now. So, Matt, what a story it would be if G2 could do this.
Don't jinx it.
No,
I mean, this would be incredible.
I like it. It builds the hype. They can do this.
It would be one of the greatest stories
ever told.
In all of CSGO, for sure. I mean, in the situation that rides on this, I mean, this is huge. This is a massive game. And it's maximum pressure on G2. Buy every round. Do everything you can. You can't afford one mistake.
Well then, there is still cash available for VP. This will be the round of the breaks, and though they got 4 M4s. Asher with the AWP once more. Now it's just a straight up B rush, but it seems all 5 players going to be running through this smoke quick. Couple of execution smokes chucked in as well. Flashbangs come over. Who's going to get the first frag?
It's going to be Pasha again, who's out toward long with this time. It's traded. Good distraction play, though. Snacks is back into it. Bialy has Existence, and now it's looking good for Virtus Pro. It could be this. Right here is Pasha, or excuse me, Bialy rather. He's going to put Smiths down. It's all on Scream, and it is all done. Virtus Pro, you can call what you want of their slump in 2016. They remain legends. And they'll move on tomorrow to play Luminosity. And just to quickly put a note on that, in all of Luminosity's success, they have not played Virtus Pro. And that's part and due to the slump, but now you're at a major, and that's when Virtus Pro gets scary. That is, you think this is the easiest bracket for Lumi yet? Well, this isn't done at all. That's going to be an incredible game.
It was a strong series. We saw all 3 maps there. G2 looking incredibly strong on Inferno. You can see the looks on their face, how much it meant to them. They won't be making it to the Nationwide Arena. VP will do, and maintaining their legendary status. We did have a little bit of controversy in the second half there. We can see everyone still shaking hands. There's no bad blood here. Fantastic game, but G2 not really delivering on Cobble. 10-5 in the first half, and that pistol was the separator. As soon as VP got that, that's when 13-5 came in, and VP took control. G2 did have an answer for a couple of rounds. They mixed things up. The fast plays coming in, but just wasn't enough to hold on.
Other side of the story, no French teams will advance to the playoffs. The defending champions were envious. The French, they're not there. G2 can't raise the banner for them, and you can see Shock's down there right now looking pretty stressed out. Again, Existence, yet another major, he won't move on, and it starts to really grind away at them. It gets under your skin at this point in time, and we, yes, okay, we'll know there will more majors this year. We don't yet know when the next one's going to be, how long it's going to be, how busy their schedule is going to be.
They
Obviously,
have to qualify now.
That too. They've got to qualify in the midst of a schedule that we already know is packed. I mean, this is it's
So
a lot of stress to put on a team.
The current champions having to qualify, G2 having to qualify. These are top 10
FaZe.
teams. FaZe. That's kind of nuts.
I mean, not to mention, you consider the teams that aren't here that didn't qualify. Dignitas, SK. You know, there's lots of teams that very easily could have been in this situation. The Asian scene's growing. To get into a major now, the legendary status is worth its weight in gold. I mean, it's such an easy time. And everything is going to get so much harder to qualify in the future. But that said, Puckett is standing by to close out the day. He's got an interview standing by with, I didn't hear who because I was busy talking. But I think it's, okay, there you go. It's Taz.
I heard.
Thanks,
I was
man.
listening.
You got me.
Puckett, take it away.
Counter-Strike players of all time. And Taz, coming into the tournament, there was a lot of doubts. A lot of people thinking Virtus.pro is in a slump. Maybe this is the time they won't make it out of groups. How do you feel knowing that you are going to be playing in front of thousands of people on Saturday for your quarterfinal match?
I feel bad for G2. I feel like they deserve to be in the quarterfinals. They are the team which deserve to go forward. Unfortunately, it was 3 very good teams in the same group. And unfortunately, we had the situation in which there was no good solution.
You guys did play them in 4 maps. You won 3 of them. You're moving on now. How is the team at this moment in the tournament?
We feel better. We managed to play better cobblestone. We were extremely nervous. I don't know why my boys were extremely nervous as T-side on cobblestone. We made a lot of mistakes. We lost eco. They capitalized on it, but yeah, as CT, the pistol occurred. I don't know if you want me to talk about it, but what actually happened is that TeamSpeak died for both teams. And I acknowledged it pretty fast, and I started screaming to my team with information. Like, I started to scream what I would say on TeamSpeak. Nobody wrote anything. No, the game was on. They had the A site under control, and it felt like, okay, game is on. I just wished TeamSpeak didn't die, and it would be more cleaner game then. But still, respect to G2, and I'm just happy that we are through.
A very humble guy, a great competitor with a lot of respect for all of your opponents. We've always seen that throughout your career. Taz, you're going back to the quarterfinals, and we now know you'll be playing against Luminosity. You have a full day to prep because you will be the 4th quarterfinal match. We're only doing 3 tomorrow. What will you be doing in your day off to prepare?
I guess we will just chill. It was extremely nervous day today for us. We'll just chill, get prepared for Luminosity. It's been a long time since we played the Brazilians, so I hope for a nice game from our side, and that maybe finally we'll prove some casters. I mean, we actually proved them already wrong. Like, nobody chose us to go through the group stage, so kudos to analysts. They know their shit.
And I'm sad that I sent home all the analysts early. I sent them back to the hotel so they could get some rest. We will be live in less than 10 hours with the pregame show tomorrow, but I'm sure you will have some nice things to say to Thorne and Richard Lewis and all of the guys.
Why? I mean, they just picked their picks, but yeah, I don't know why they did it, but it seems like our slump is more important than our class, you know. You can play bad, but if the team has class like my boys, we will come back stronger at some point. If this is this event, I will be really happy, but if not, trust me, we are coming.
One of the classiest men in gaming. Taz, thank you so much. Enjoy your time off, and best of luck in the quarterfinals. Guys, as I mentioned, we now know our final 8 teams. Let's give you the rundown. In the bracket for the playoffs, you'll be seeing Natus Vincere, NIP, Astralis, Fnatic, Team Liquid, Counterlogic Gaming, Luminosity, and Virtus Pro. We want to thank everyone who's tuned in all day long. Group stages are over, serious money on the line, and it's all going down in front of the biggest audience we have seen for Counter-Strike here in the U.S. I'm Chris Puckett. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, right here on twitch.tv/MLG.